The Flash are going to have to pull off this spot, but in tandem with KRX, Nigma Galaxy, and Flash all at the same time. Satan stays alive. Various amount of HP. The blue does slowly march towards him like a tsunami.
And this blue zone's going to hurt, that's for sure. So Satan and squad need to start getting moving here. But Vinny right behind him. He's going to have to make this push. He's running in through the smokes here. He's getting pieced up little by little. We're going to switch on over to tops. Vinny does get knocked, but Team Flash are able to get into this circle cleanly, and they're going to be gatekeeping whoever is going to be the winners from this fight. Right now, it looks like Nigma Galaxy might just be it, as it's just Hoxie up for KRS. Now that nade just a little bit too far away, but this is a terrible fight for both these guys. They need to finish this out as soon as possible. The blue zone is creeping in. Hoxie gets another knock. And now it's just Lord, but oh, Hoxie getting shot all the way from Aurora is going to shut him down.
It's a horrendous cross, right? You've got the higher ground that drops down towards the low. Everyone's trying to get in together. I don't think anyone makes that run. Again, this is such an RNG circle. A lot of teams are going to suffer because of it. I mean, Alula as well as OG both took a gamble on the western side. Massively paid off. I like how OG's moved up on towards this northern edge, though. They have a lot of teams they need to deal with in the future. But right now it's about living.
Just survive.
If you can get that survival into the late game, fair enough to you.
Oh, Reefus, perfect nade there from Ulf. Let's see how this one looks. Good bounce too, man. Ulf off point, throwing some heat-seeking missiles from across the map there. Doc's trying to get a little bit of revenge for Reefus. But they are doing great. Aurora, 10 eliminations. This is what we like to see from this squad.
Yeah, they show up during groups, man. That's for sure. Now, I think the team that I didn't expect to be showing up right now is Furia. They're on the northern side, over towards the western edge of these bits of landmass, which is quite cool to see Furia being the team that makes it. Man, they had been walking, they had been driving.
Yeah.
It has been cross-country for this team, but they brought the right trainers, they brought the right tires, and they are here to play right now.
And Alulas were really aggressive at the start of this, and then once they got the zone, they kind of just slowed things down. They still have a few eliminations here, but now they're down to 2 players and forced to give up all of this real estate. Furia, though, with 6, they are looking really good to start things off here. Unfortunately, yesterday, just kind of a very mid-day overall, in the middle of the leaderboards. But this could be their chance to push them up to the top.
Yeah, if it was super meh, I think that's fair enough to say, especially from Furia. We expect a lot more from this team, and again, this is the resilience that I expected to see from Furia, is you cannot count this team out until the final bell rings. For them, they're looking over towards Alula right now. They're even trying to wrap over towards that western side slightly, which is cool to see. But we're up against Aurora. We're on board with Eren. It could get explosive.
Let's see Eren up close and personal. He caught top with a laydown. Beautiful placement there from Eren. Oh, nice little shots from Ziol. He's going to go ahead and go for the quick first aid.
No.
But it ain't going to be fast enough. OG.
Good shot from a tanky, though.
Yeah, that's how you do it there. You can steal as many eliminations as you can, take it. Ziol with the angles, catches Scarface. And again, right, third party after third party. Flash are right there to disrupt this fight.
I mean, no one survives on this eastern side. And it's so undetermined where this circle's going to end for so long. I can't really fault any of the teams on the eastern side for how this goes down. OG's doing the right thing, though, trying to make as many points as possible and grab as much value off this position as possible, too, knowing that any team on the eastern side very unlikely to make it through. Ulf did send a rogue agent over towards the western side in catch, though.
An underwater agent right there. He is swimming for his life right now, just trying to sneak some extra placement points possibly. And yeah, he's going to be the last player up for. Oh, you got Eren there in the water as well. Catch maybe thinking about going for that res in the water. We'll see. But you got Team Flash looking to go fishing here. Let's see if he's able to get that res though. Looks like he just might.
Yeah, he swims across to him. Possible to do. Real question whether Flash actually sees it or not, but they do have a knocked player who's bleeding out. So they're a bit preoccupied at the moment and will likely need to figure out what's going on in the next circle too. Silence finds Quick. Catch goes down to win. But they're not out yet just because Eren actually got rest in that short moment.
Got him.
Silence gets knocked. That's from AKOP from OG. Goodness me, these guys are really racking up the points here and there, consistently having a good idea of what's going on around them inside the circle. It's nice to see. It really is.
Yeah, and it's perfect for them, right? Considering that all the top 5 are now completely out. So OG really need to dominate right here. They got 2 eliminations so far. We got Flash right underneath you with 8. So if you're OG, you still have all 4 players up. Clean up this entire side of the map first, and then figure it out later. This is their chance, though. These guys are looking great, and a great opportunity for Furia. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. They were chasing zones all dang day. Now they have the position. What can they do with it? That's the question.
Push down over towards that high ground that looks over towards the Flash. They try and cross the road. Circle moves down towards the south side. OG's throwing a bone here. But there was some complaints yesterday about some of the passivity coming through from OG, which I think that they were able to correct a lot as we went throughout the day. And even during this game, you can see there's been a lot of effort been put into that. So for OG right now, we need more of that proactivity right now, though. I truly believe this is a game that they can win. They have the circle to work with it. Fury's coming in from that north side, though, and they're looking hot this game.
Yeah, OG, you have it all right now, right? Turn that aggression up to 11. Soak up those eliminations. Get that win.
Get that back-to-back, basically.
Right. Yeah, back-to-back chicken dinners, right? They won the last one yesterday. This one will just solidify them here and definitely put them in that running in just 2 matches for that top 5. Let's see what they can do, though. As we look at Furia up on the north, Flash trying to find a way into this circle. They're forced to swim it out. Igor going fishing there. He's getting some hit markers on the bows, but not able to take them out.
You really do become curious about the ammo counts on some of these teams, because it's been a ton of movement around the map. Aru's moving forward. He's got nades, got molotovs. He's looking.
There we go.
Sitting pretty right now. Ammo count does look a little bit low, but Aru with the underarm should be good to go directly on them. Aru picks up the double. Man, this guy is leading OG to victory.
Let's get it going. The crowd getting hyped on that one. Perfect toss there. Furia, so they're looking to get in the mix here. Some nice shots from the Flash. Going to make it a little bit tough. They're going to have to hit the deck. Igor with the nade. Oh, but that vehicle is on fire. It looks like he is able to get to safety just barely.
Okay. Dude, Aru is going absolutely nutty in these games. A nade comes across, and Furia is silenced in the final moments of these games. The Flash now underneath, looking to push up. OG holding them back at the gates. From Miramar to Rondo, can they do it all here?
Back-to-back chicken dinners are in their future, and that future is now. Can they grasp it as Team Flash rocking a 3-1 split here? You got WizGod, gonna have to watch out for that nade, that air burst a little bit too far away. And now Aru, man, putting in the work for his team. They gotta be careful though. Here they go, they have the high ground. What can they do with it? Now, Tops from that off angle, making it a little bit difficult for them to peek over the hill. But here we go, the battle starting to ring out.
Bandy's all that's left on side at the moment. S12K, Silence looking to quieten down the run coming through from India, but it's not happening. They will not be silenced. They will not be shut up here. Aru still going strong. A tanky underneath, looking to get the shots in. The Flash moves on the side. He's making the shots, unfortunately. But finally, they will hit the last shot. India grabs the back-to-back. From day 1 to day 2, this team looks clean.
And the crowd goes wild. OG, 2 chicken dinners in a row. They finished out the day strong yesterday, and they started the strongest today here in the final day of Group A. And now the whole lobby has been put on notice.
I mean, it's good at the moment. Aru looks like an arrow right now, and he's got purpose flying fast towards that bullseye, fast towards that qualification spot. It's such a difference from last time we saw them as well. And you know, if you're a fan of this team, you got to be proud, because again, the improvement has been insane.
Perfectly executed right there, right? I mean, hey, they got themselves a good solid position. We had the questions, right? Were they going to play it passively? Were they going to get aggressive? They turned on that aggression at the perfect time. Perfect peaks, fight decisions, and
भाई,
they
yes,
were
भाई,
able to
बढ़िया,
get that
भाई,
win.
क्या
And,
मजा आ गया,
and this is the way to do it, right? I mean,
Yep.
they were having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
खेला, बहुत
Finished
बढ़िया खेला भाई।
strong, boom,
OG
knocked
बहुत
it
बढ़िया
out of
खेली
the
भाई
park
ये वाला
today.
मैच।
They're set up for top 5.
They absolutely are. I mean, for this team,
ये वाला मैच भाई बहुत अच्छा खेल के गई है भाई। सॉरी भाई, बहुत बढ़िया खेली यार। नो डाउट, नो डाउट।
Having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
खेला, बहुत
Finished
बढ़िया खेला भाई।
strong, boom,
OG
knocked
बहुत
it
बढ़िया
out of
खेली
the
भाई ये
park
वाला
today.
मैच।
They're set up for top 5.
they absolutely are. I mean, for this team,
ये वाला मैच भाई बहुत अच्छा खेल के गई है भाई। सॉरी भाई, बहुत बढ़िया खेली यार। नो डाउट, नो डाउट।
Having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
खेला, बहुत
Finished
बढ़िया खेला भाई।
strong, boom,
OG
knocked
बहुत
it
बढ़िया
out of
खेली
the
भाई ये
park
वाला
today.
मैच।
They're set up for top 5.
they absolutely are. I mean, for this team,
ये वाला मैच भाई बहुत अच्छा खेल के गई है भाई। सॉरी भाई, बहुत बढ़िया खेली यार। नो डाउट, नो डाउट।
Having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
खेला, बहुत बढ़िया
Finished
खेला भाई।
strong, boom,
OG
knocked
बहुत
it
बढ़िया
out of
खेली
the
भाई ये
park
वाला
today.
मैच।
They're set up for top 5.
they absolutely are. I mean, for this team,
ये वाला मैच भाई बहुत अच्छा खेल के गई है भाई। सॉरी भाई, बहुत बढ़िया खेली यार। नो डाउट, नो डाउट।
Having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
बढ़िया खेली यार। नो डाउट, नो डाउट।
Having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
बढ़िया खेली यार। नो डाउट, नो डाउट।
Having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
is a really
Number 2. So obviously you guys one of the latest teams coming to Miramar actually. So is that part of the strategy for you guys when it comes to urban endings, as well as what were your
Having a little bit of a rough day at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
Not really a strategy because
It's
we,
a really
tend to
too.
play dynamic
So,
as per the
obviously, you
situations, and particularly talking about that game,
one of the latest teams
it
coming
took
to
us
Miramar
quite a while
actually.
to collect our vehicles, so it got us a little late. So that was the first factor, and the second factor was that
So,
team landing in
is that
power
part
grid,
of the
I guess
strategy
it's
for you guys when it comes to
GSTR.
urban
So they were
endings,
trying
as
to
well
like
as what were your
Having a
set
little
up
bit of a
trap
rough
around
day
somewhere.
at the start
भाई, बढ़िया
yesterday.
We had to take a detour from our original
It's a
plan,
really
but
too.
dynamic
So,
as per the
obviously, you
situations,
guys
we have
and,
prepared
particularly
ourselves
talking about that
to play early
latest
and
teams coming to
late
Miramar
as well.
actually.
So collect our vehicles, so it got us a little
Perfect
late.
answer. Wow.
So
Okay,
that
that's
was the first
some great
factor, and the
insight.
second
Thank you.
factor was that
Let's go back to game
team
1 because it's a bit of a different shift. Obviously, it's the first game on the stage, etc. It's the Rondo game. You guys have got a good compound. You're playing a bit passively here and there. What were your concerns? I saw that Geek was keeping close eyes on you in that Rondo game, and you eventually got second place.
Well, the first factor that led us to, playing a little passive or saying holding back was that we got an early casualty of my teammate.
भाई गाइस मतलब
And the
बहुत अच्छा
second
खेला
one
भाई
was,
उसने।
our
नो डाउट
vehicles
भाई।
didn't have a lot of fuel, so it was
बढ़िया
hard
खेला
to
भाई।
like drive around and take info of our surrounding teams to actually see what's going on, if there are
बढ़िया
any
भाई।
third-party opportunities.
एक
and
नंबर खेला
also,
भाई OG भाई
yeah, we
बहुत
had a good
अच्छा खेल के
position,
गई।
but the thing was that it was like on the back we had high ground, and on the front we had like a complete low ground. So if we have gone like either of the ways, the other side teams would have definitely shot at us, so it would have been difficult to come back to our initial position. So I was also like not so satisfied with that game because having Rondo and only 2 elimination points is like not how we play, and not everyone plays, because Rondo gives you a lot of opportunities to take fights, maybe take free eliminations of the teams, and especially when you are at a good position. So yeah, it was also like a little dissatisfied for me, but yeah, it was a good start, so we didn't have to get into the second game with high pressure on us.
Fair. And overall, yesterday, how does the team look at it? Do they see it as a success here so far? And are there any adaptations coming in today too?
Not really success, but the last match really helped us to, start our day 2 with a good base. So it's not like we are very far behind from top 5. So coming to day 2, we are just going to plan going game by game. We are just not really focused on the position we are at on the points table. We are just going to focus on our games and the things that we can do better, and trying to not repeat the mistakes that we have done in the past.
Arup, thank you very much. Amazing interview and good luck for day number 2.
Not only is Aru great at giving interviews, but he's great in the game being the IGL, as he was able to secure 5 eliminations. And when we talk about IGLs that have what it takes to not only go to the finals and maybe end up challenging to do it, he was able to showcase that perfectly here in this rondo.
I mean, this is why it's important to have international experience. He played PMGC last year, didn't go too good, but he knew what to expect heading into PMWC, and especially the final fight they took onto Team Flash. There was even Ulf behind them, and even the side of Furia pushing their way. There's so many aspects of the game that were just played beautifully. A few shots missed, okay, if you want to critique, is like a few of the shots maybe should have connected, but you love to see them not just get a win, it's a back-to-back from India. Let's go.
Yeah, the passiveness is gone, and obviously you heard it from him as well. They know they made those mistakes in those earlier games, but to be able to come back from that and understand that the passiveness is what was putting them behind. So it's good now that they have changed around to this aggression and making it their game.
Yes, we're going to end up comparing them with the team that we also needed to see them being able to perform well here, and it's none other than Furia. Furia able to show up as well, Neptura, with those 9 eliminations.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. I think we were both kind of talking about this, Max, right? Where they were really hedging their bets throughout the end of this game, right? On either side of the river here. They were going on one side of the coast, then on the other, just making sure nobody was coming up behind them. And they sweep around. I think it was Ulf on that. Or no, it was Ulala. Ulala.
Oh la la.
Oh la la. It was them on that eastern side, able to just sweep around. Some really, really good stuff coming in there, Liz.
Yeah, I mean, even if we move back to the earlier game, Furia versus Al Ula, they basically had the contention on the top of the roof, and either one of these teams could have actually taken them down, which was super funny that they then go into their rotation and they're next to each other again to have this battle out. But of course, Furia came out on top, and then this is exactly what we expect to see from Furia at the start of the matches. But if we go off of yesterday, it can be a slight downfall for them. So I hope that they can prioritize these eliminations early on like they have and move themselves into the position.
And not only that, we got to talk about the bottom teams as well, Lace, because the bottom teams ended up showing up here. Even though they might have not ended up showing towards the end of that game, they did use that rondo to go after those eliminations. Exports, Thunder Talk Gaming, we finally saw them.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a look at Thunder Talk Gaming, I've sort of placed them, they just need a 5-point average that includes eliminations and placement points to push themselves out of that bottom into that bubble. And I mean, they had 3 eliminations early on in contention, and it was basically, I'm pretty sure it was AJ. He almost got a 1v4 on a team. And I mean, that would have set them obviously into a great motion because they actually had a free path rotating into the center.
As we see Orangutan take over that first place with 66 points. And the wonderful thing of this is that it puts OG in the perfect situation, because OG now has absolutely nothing to lose, and they're currently challenging, and they're currently in a place to go directly
अबे OG
to
वन
the
पे आ गई बे
finals.
भाई
This is fantastic. I mean,
एक नंबर
obviously,
बे
it's
एक
best
नंबर
case
OG
scenario
अपनी
for
hashtag
any
वन
team,
चल रही है
but for
guys.
Orangutan especially,
No
we are
problem,
looking at
no
a
problem
team here
means
that
no
yesterday
problem,
was,
bhai.
you know, ramping up the confidence, ramping up the momentum very, very slowly. With this game
And they're
coming in
currently
with a
challenging,
back-to-back,
and they're
they've gone from 0 wins to 2 and top of the leaderboard in just 2 matches, Max. So I really, really like what we're seeing here. It was proactive. They were thinking about not only the next move, but the next 3 moves as well. The timing was really good. They took advantage of third parties. That's what we wanted to see yesterday.
Yeah.
And they really, really did it. And this is exactly what we wanted to see, exactly the kind of result that they deserve now.
Talking about things you want to see, I'm going to say one thing we didn't want to see was 4 Thrives taking a massive L here on Rondo. I mean, really, clearly a very big mistake. The mistake that's very easy to avoid is...
Some cravings deserve better.
बाजी
This
हमें भी
is
देख लो.
it. Harvest Gold Brownie, packed with real walnuts and fudgy, chocolatey goodness for a gooier, nuttier, better brownie. It's love at first bite.
शानदार ऑनलाइन एक्शन गेम वॉर थंडर आपके उबाऊ सप्ताह के दिनों को खत्म करने के लिए तैयार है। प्रसिद्ध जापानी बैटलशिप यामातो मैदान में आ रहा है। आसमान में एक सच्चा हॉलीवुड स्टाइल निंजा अमेरिकी कोमांचे हेलीकॉप्टर तेज चुपके से काम करने वाला और घातक है। जमीन पर क्या हो रहा है? बहुत सारा भारी कवच, नए चमचमाते टैंक युद्ध में उतर रहे हैं अपनी
That's what we wanted to see from them yesterday, and they really, really did it. And this is exactly what we wanted to see, exactly the kind of result that they deserve now.
Talking about things you want to see, I'm going to say one thing we did want to see was Fourth Rise taking a massive L here on Rondo. And really, clearly a very big mistake that's very easy to avoid. Don't drop in Ulf's territory, right? You send your recall player and you're surrounded by 4 Ulf players. I can tell you that is not a good place to be. So hopefully, if they do have a bad playing path, they can try and find a better option. Even just go, get a car and send it forward, loot, and get your teammates recalled maybe a minute or 2 later on down the line. Fourth Rise on Rondo, need to fix that slight recall.
क्या बोल रहा हूँ, स्ट्रेट अप बोल रहा हूँ, समझ जाओ, अपने में रहो, अपने में रहो। अभी भी जो जॉब है, इट्स नॉट डन येट। अभी भी 5 मैचेस शांत रहते, अपने में खुश रहते।
बढ़िया एक नंबर।
फोकस करो भाई।
To be able to get these eliminations, but they focused on that early rotation. They took the fight away from Fury. They're like, okay, we're going to cut our losses. We're going to get back into that position. And this is exactly how they clawed their way.
गणपति बप्पा मोरिया भाई।
Clawed their way out of the bottom 3 there. And if they can just carry on this, hitting a 5-point average per game, they're safe.
Yeah, hopefully that's going to be the case, but we'll see, because right now, I mean, with that back-to-back from OG, India starting to step up, and they're looking to be in the finals, as we're going to be sending it over to none other than Jackie, the man with the coolest jacket, and Kalaris.
Let's go, man.
With the not so cool jacket here, I'm out impressed.
Yeah,
I've been done.
हैट्रिक आ गया भाई तो एक नंबर हो जाएगा भाई।
That was before the day actually started, so I didn't get actually a chance to talk to him about the win for today because it hadn't happened yet. But it really has shown with that victory that they got here on Rondo, a second place in the day 1. A first place now here, and also a first place in Miramar. The Orangutan is looking really dynamic on all these maps and really able to adapt to the changes that Rondo potentially brings.
Yeah, they're coming out giving it absolute chutzpah on the gameplay, which is what you need, mate. You know, we're about 6 or...
अपन 35 पॉइंट का टारगेट रखेंगे ना 5 मैच में। 5 मैच में 35 पॉइंट आ गया ना, अपना स्लॉट फिक्स हो गया गाइस। 35 पॉइंट्स नीडेड इन 5 मैचेस मिनिमम।
For that, I really appreciate that. Okay, I'll be honest, I really wasn't expecting
that. Well based rho.
But on the opposite side of things as well, right? When we look at how all these teams are kind of using utility at the moment, it's going from strength to strength to strength. We've seen some real pinpoint precision, multi-nade plays. KRX was fantastic yesterday over on Erangel. Just timing those kinds of plays.
Yeah, I think that's actually something we were both agreeing on. Right? Day 1 we were talking about historically how sometimes there's been a lot to be desired with professional level PUBG Mobile on hitting those key notes to really make the most out of it, because it's pivotal late game and it can be the difference of a chicken dinner or not. This event, in terms of engagements and closing fights with at least defensive utility, I think that's been drastically better. We're still seeing some gaps maybe in tactical play. We're talking flashes, right? Some of the smoke plays left a little bit of room to expand, James. But for opening and closing down elims, it's been way better at clearing compounds.
I think one thing that has really stood out on Rondo more than anywhere actually is the deployable cover flares actually. Yeah. Some teams have been using a lot early that I think could benefit from just saving a little bit towards the later stages of the game, because deployable cover flares is one of the most powerful things that was ever added to the game, and if you can keep those into the really late game, that's even more powerful.
Oh yeah, I mean effectively.
भाई कोई भी टीम इंडिया से अपने तिरंगे को रिप्रेजेंट करती है ना, वो बेस्ट हो गई, सीधी बात है। कोई भी करे भाई।
Yourself exposed to be taken down. True. So if you can actually play around that, build yourself into a better position to cover late game. We were pulling some of our hairs out like this when we were sat there with the early drops, mate.
I'm getting old. I'm not sure.
You're not really sure. Just to work it in as well. Whilst we're talking about the adaptation, Go obviously on Rondo. They look far more. It's all right to talk about Go. Can I do it again, James?
I was like, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. Okay, you're allowed to talk about Go.
Well, I guess I'll go on that one, James. Call that a baby goat. That's wordplay. But anyway, Go team do come out far faster on Rondo. They play with aggression and they look sick with it. That's exciting because in their regular flow battlegrounds, they're late rotators. They don't want to take those early fights if they can avoid it, because they ramp up late game and look way better when they're fully suited and booted, James. Here, they do prove they can play both play styles.
Do you think they can hold on to a top 5?
I'd hope so. I think they're a dark horse for the event. But said this
the whole event.
Yeah, dark horse, mate.
Teams,
hey, that's an exciting
Usman hashtag
potential
1
here.
पे अभी
Because
भी
they're
5
not
मैच बाकी
really one of the
होगा।
teams that a lot of people are kind of including in
होगा,
that
होगा।
top 5. You got other teams like Flash that managed to get themselves to the end of this late game again. And actually, I was curious about Flash because I looked back at their games yesterday. I think if Flash was to do what they did yesterday compared to all the other days coming up, I think they wouldn't even make finals with what they showed yesterday. But at least now they've already kind of righted that ship a little bit in this Rondo game to get to that second place, right?
Yeah, I think, look, there's still well enough time. Well, I say that, what, 5 games left to go for some of these teams, so there's a little bit of time. Nearly did it yourself, James. I've rotted his brain immediately. But yeah, I think you can correct the ship, but obviously coming in early.
भाई साला साल भर खेलने नहीं मिलता है भाई लॉबी में प्लेयर्स को एक साल खेलने नहीं मिलता है भाई और भाई क्या बोलूं भाई अभी भी द जॉब इज नॉट डन येट अभी ज्यादा एक्सप्रेस नहीं करूं पहले पूरा कंप्लीट हो दो मेरे को कंफर्मेशन मेरे को लगेगा कि अब तो साला कुछ भी हो जाए अपन टॉप 5 से बाहर नहीं आ रहे जब तक वो फीलिंग नहीं आएगी ना तब तक कुछ बोलूंगा नहीं भाई रुक जाओ शांत रहता हूं बट दिल खुश हो गया चिचा के लिए वोट कर दो गाइस सौरभ भाई थैंक यू द 40 भाई थैंक यू सो मच यार मींस अ लॉट भाई
What was the key to victory for them to get those points on the board. I had my concerns. I'm glad that they dispelled them here today because again they're a big name to try and kind of go further in this tournament. But anyway, thank you very much, Jackie. It is now time to head on over to the commentators once again here for another game here at Pmwc.
Let's go, JMD
boys. That's Jackie, the jacket.
Let's go, boys.
I'm here with Hot Jukes. We're good to go and boring blank. We're getting into our 7th game, 8th game. He's really ruined me that 6-7. Yeah, that's annoyed me. Yeah. We're into our 8th game now. But there isn't a lot of games left. As Jackie was saying, it is coming to a close quite quickly now. And I think that for some of our squads, they do need to get a
मैच स्टार्ट हो गया गाइस मैच स्टार्ट हो गया है
I had a lot more hope for this squad, but it does seem that potentially crushed is where it's at.
Yeah, you don't want to get those keys crushed. You want to survive, and the way to get it done is on good old-fashioned air gale. Here we go. Southern playing path here. Super Southern. Good circle for a team like Aurora. You know exactly where they're headed. But for the rest of these squads, they're going to have to get it done. Ain't that right? Blank the tank.
Blank the tank. I'll take that. Robust. Yeah. Explode on the scene. But yeah, I do have a very southern play path here. It's incredibly rough to play around with. Aurora happy with this one. They can get down towards that south side fairly easy. Fourth Rise also a fairly decent start for them. Over towards Ferry Pier as well as the Yellows. I wonder if they're going to run into any trouble in this area.
हमारा IGL टॉप फ्रैगर्स में है टॉप 3 में ब्रो
Yeah, he sneaks into that top 3. He's right there. He could easily push himself to first if he goes and gets some good eliminations in this game. Looking at the match rankings right now, they are pretty.
भाई आरू ने को ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस कर ली तगड़ी
is on top when it comes to the overall 66
आरू
total
प्रैक्टिस
points.
करके गया है भाई आरू प्रैक्टिस करके गया है
Right below, man. Pakistan on top.
Wow.
मेरे ओदी टी शर्ट जाके गेम रिफ्लेक्स अभी तक मेरे पास आई नहीं है ब्रो
It's a tough place to be in. Yeah, Fourth Drives 61 points. OG just
guys, it's a good zone for us. गाड़ी लेके
definitely tell the difference between Fourth Drives as OG
अच्छी जगह ले
in terms
सकते
of
हैं good
elimination
zone
points.
for us
37 eliminations.
Yes.
And if we rock that back to Aru, 15 of those 37 elims are coming through from him. He is absolutely a monster right now, and I really do mean it. It's Aru, the arrow, flying straight towards those targets and playing his team straight too, because that is a difficult thing to do as an IGL, to be both at the front.
अबे ये क्या हो गया
Oh my gosh! That Bose with the nugget.
अबे यार
That's some pure unlucky भाई उस पे मारो सालों को मारो
बढ़िया
Flash trying to take him down the last match in the final 1v1 on the squads. Tanky rocks up the tree line, both behind. You're right,
अरे ये पाजी ऐसे
it's not enough for the rest of the squad.
बढ़िया गाइस
लास्ट बचा उनका
That is what I call revenge, folks. Are you kidding me? Aru getting thirsted, but it looks like Orangutan get the last laugh here.
Shows they don't need Aru, but it would be nice to have him, but they won't have him this game. Down to 3. AKOP able to get some stuff done there. Secures his third elimination of the match as well, and Flash rock away with win, but in this case, they seriously took the L.
Are they putting him down? Is Win actually going for it here? No way. That would be insane. He's got him in his sightlines.
He won't be able to
We
catch.
got a runner here, folks.
For sure, he won't be able to catch.
Win. Making the moves, full sending it, but at a certain point, yeah, surely these guys got to get away.
They absolutely do. And I mean, for OG, they're happy to go wherever they like, but for the Flash, they're going to have to head over to the hidden village with Naruto, with our new Ninetales Fury orb skin, which looks awesome, by the way.
Sick.
Two separate versions of the same thing, which is crazy.
यार आरू पे स्कारल थी बट उसकी एमओ है ना ये एफएल वाले उठा लिए अगर आरू एमओ भी उठा लेता ना आरू अकेला तीनों मार देता बे तुम लोगों ने देखा वो यार बेचारा जहां उतरा उसको गन मिली बट एमओ साले इन लोगों उठा लिए
Wow. Win gonna go get some loot here, and the rest of OG get
but W revenge.
So what a crazy way to start things off.
W revenge.
Running for his life, dude, straight legged it.
My brother was in trouble.
Oh man,
I'm not gonna lie though, he was feeling the tickle of the blade on his back.
बे एक आराम से भाई आराम से एक
I mean, he had to pull out the old flick of the wrist with the knife to get that thrown at point blank. The only way to get it done. I mean, he was impervious to blades quite some time. Only the point did it.
Dude, that tickle was so close. He's like, I can't even run serpentine at all. I can't move. I
gotta go forward.
Just straight away.
The boys were coming to support him real quick, though.
Yeah, they did.
That I respect from the rest of OG.
And they came in heavy.
But they know how important he is.
Yeah.
तुम एक लेके गए हम तुम्हारे तीन लेके गए
Up is a really big thing.
Yeah, you were just talking about it, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous to see your top fragger also be your IGL.
Yeah.
And you said it yourself, and
don't
I agree. It's so difficult, right? You have so much to manage, so much to focus on. But when you do have those rare, just superstars that can
Beowulf back in the day, that guy was unreal, but they just don't come around all that often.
You don't see it. When you do, though, I mean, talk about the trust you gain from your squad. Right?
Yeah. He said go here. He's also carrying us.
Yeah, he's also carrying. I think we gotta let sit. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely does.
Sit for this.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yes, sir. Oh, we got you. Right? We're coming. And hey, they saw their leader, right, running away from a knife, and they came heavy. But unfortunately, it just happened to be just a second too late.
Coops sends some shots over towards Furia. Honestly, I don't think Furia's last game was terrible at all. I think they got fair far into it. And that was despite having a really, really hard start for them. I mean, their recall beacon was just so out of the way from the destination. And even then, they were trying to figure out it. I do think them getting in quite late was almost a blessing because they could decide on which side they wanted to head towards. But by that time, you have little to no information of what's happening.
7 point minimum या 5 point minimum निकाल ले इस मैच की एवरेज निकल जाएगी.
As they do pass on by, this is towards those yellows.
Zone भी अच्छा है पे
They're just moving through the forest, the south side of Pachinki, but Enigma Galaxy once again already flying out to a new location.
Yeah, a little rotation shenanigans early on. I want to talk about that point you were talking about earlier, though, right? Furia, 14 points in the last match. And they were one of those teams that was really critical because they're one of those squads we honestly were kind of expecting to see the top 5. Let's look at this replay, though, as Aru is running for his life. Saying, please stop, guys, leave me alone. And those shots strayed the rest of the team off. But, oh my gosh, Bose with the knife throw just said, nah, we're shutting them down.
You see, they could just see the death crate appearing. Man, they had even had the vehicle in his face, right? Tires scratching the cheeks.
इधर किसकी फाइट होगी? Ula versus
gets
Geek.
that knock, and I believe Bose picked up that scar from Aru.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean he didn't have it, otherwise he would have definitely shot him. But I think Aru had the weapon, but he was just like, no, I can't even turn around right here. They're just too close.
Close news पे 30 bullets थी bro, and ammo बाकी बंदे पे थी.
I mean, OG gets away with it. They get some more points on board, 3 points in total actually. Drops to 69, which is nice. But only 3 players. Yeah, I think it's still doable.
Definitely.
And for OG, they get a really easy start up towards the Ashnaya.
फाइट होगी यहाँ पे भी.
Which is very central right now. DK though up against Alula.
got him.
लोग मार के geek को ये लोग rotation
With the quick
ये
knock
लोग क्या
there.
fielding
He
बिठा के
needs it.
रखे
I
थे क्या इन
mean,
लोगों
4
के लिए?
points. Ula are definitely moving up because
Iran
prior to
में
this
तो
one, they
early
had
fight होती नहीं।
21. So with 33 now, that does give them a good boost. The problem going into today was there was a good little point gap between that, you know, 6th to the 7th at the bottom placement points. You know, GK, Furia, they had a 12-point gap there, and it kind of just goes down from there. So for Furia to get a good game, they now balance themselves out. They still need a good couple games that they want to push to the top 5. And Ula starting off really strong here now, put themselves in a good spot
God
to
building
at
ले लो
least hit the survival
आराम से
stage.
God building
Next
का
though,
area
it
hold
does
कर लो
pop though,
yes
and
ना
it
एकदम
is
मस्त
going
प्यारा
to
था या तो
be
C apartment
in
hold कर
that
लो
mansion,
गाड़ियां रखो
shelter,
बस
Yasnaya
गाड़ियां यार अपने पे 2
area.
गाड़ियां तो है
Teams like Aurora
गाड़ियां हैं
coming
शायद।
in all the way from military
बढ़िया
base
zone है, बढ़िया zone।
are going to push on up. We're going to look at this heaven
बढ़िया zone।
area though, and it looks like it is
बहुत
going to be
early fight हो रही है।
hold that down.
X-Force Rejects doing their best here.
सब सेंटर पकड़ने के लिए भाग रहे
All gamers also moving out the way. But these boys need the points more than ever. Circle does shift over towards our eastern side. So we do have like some of these awkward compounds, some ditches over towards the eastern edge as well around the forest. Very playable for the likes
Guys,
of
अपन live आ चुके हैं।
Galaxy was set up, but you also have
So
these winding
जल्दी आ
roads.
जाओ। अपन live आ
Galaxy
चुके
once
हैं।
again, they're on that 2-2
ये
split.
हमारा सेटअप
They're on
लाइव आ
their
चुके हैं।
wild
इस लिंक पे क्लिक
early
करो
on.
और लाइव पे जल्दी जल्दी ज्वाइन करो आओ।
Yeah, I think one team that I would love to see more of right now is definitely Ulf. Yeah, I think a lot of people know that I'm a big fan of this team.
और एक चिकन आ रहा
But
पागल
right now,
हो
I think I have
भाई
a
अब लोग
small amount of
एवरेज पॉइंट्स निकालना है अभी मेरा अपना गोल वही है कि अपन एक बार
there
सिक्योर
certainly
कर ले
can be some
अपना
better plays coming through.
समझ रहे हो एक बार सिक्योर हो
They
गया
have shown individually some clutch moments,
साला
but
एकदम टेंशन
it's not what you expect of a team that gave 4 Thrives such a run for the money over in Pmwc overall. So we can see a bit more of that, but maybe there's just some new teams on the block. I mean, for instance, OG just looks like a different team to me, honestly.
Yeah, you got Ulf. I mean, they're still not in the worst spot when it comes to the leaderboards. I mean, we definitely expect them to always be in that top 5 position. So anything less is kind of like, hey, you know, what's taking them so long, right? But I mean, one good game, we'll see them in that spot. This could be it. I mean, they are in Yasnaya Fields right now. The zone definitely, for some reason, loves to favor that kind of area. So hardship goes in that direction. You could see them definitely pop off. But, you know, you're all right. There are so many teams right now. Like, in this time, we've never seen the lobbies just so well balanced. Right? In years past, we've seen, you know, a few dominant squads, other squads that are just kind of struggling. But now at this point, anyone can take it.
मतलब point system
I mean,
देखो ना
Thunder Talks at the bottom. What's happening?
10th 41 फर्स्ट पे 69 बहुत कम पॉइंट्स का गैप है रे फर्स्ट तो 10th की बात कर रहा हूँ टॉप 5 में तो बहुत कम है 14 पॉइंट का ही है बट फर्स्ट और 10th में भी बहुत कम पॉइंट का गैप है बहुत बहुत क्रेजी लॉबी है रे सब लोग खतरनाक खेल रहे हैं
in some of them. I think Thunder Talk has a lot more rhythm to give. It should ever come down to AJ looking to win a 1v4.
सही बात है भाई।
But again, it just shows that there is that potential there for Thunder Talk. But you're right, it is a
नाइस अपन जीतने वाले हैं गाइस। अबे ले जाएंगे भाई मतलब #1 तो नहीं बट अपन जा रहे हैं भाई। टॉप प्लेयर देख रहे हो भाई फलक और अपने में कोई अंतर नहीं है खास।
Forgive me, guys, they're playing on this 2-2 split right now. They were wondering if he's going to head over towards those fielded areas. Does not regroup off the back of this one.
मतलब अरोरा का कोई ना कोई प्लेयर तो एक रहता ही है भाई मतलब टॉप फ्लैगर चीजों में।
Wondering what OG's next move is going to be.
That's going to be the question, right? What is OG going to do? What's Ulf going to do? It looks like Ulf.
भाई किलर जो का कल हमने मैच देखा था भाई किलर जो ने जो ही मतलब हॉक्सी को मारा था बहुत बढ़िया मारा था हॉक्सी को यार नाइस मारा था। उतार अबे नहीं भाई क्या मारा भाई इन पे पुश आ रहा है टीटी जिंग क्या कर अबे भाई सी यार जिंग क्या कर रहा था बढ़िया मारा भाई टीटी अच्छा नहीं खेल पा रही यार अपने रीजन में अच्छा खेलते टीटी भाई।
That was it, honestly. Once that happened, it's over.
He's wrapped them in the golden jacket, and they're ready to go.
God building ले सकते हैं अभी नहीं रे ले सकते बाद में ले सकते हैं फेल का अकेला बंदा होल्ड कर रहा है।
I think for Go
T24 ने बहुत सही जगह मतलब सॉरी 4th रैप से बहुत सही जगह होल्ड कर लिया है।
Hey, if you can have 16 elim games with a chicken dinner,
अगला
you're
जोन
good to
वॉल
go.
बिल्डिंग में रहेगा तो सीधा चले जाएंगे
And
रेड
it was kind of crazy because we
डेफिनेटली
saw
उनके पास
in
इन्फॉर्मेशन है
Pmwc Goat,
कि
they
गॉड
took
बिल्डिंग अभी तक कोई
the
आया नहीं है
slot for thrives
और
and weren't able to
एक अकेला
really
एफएल का बंदा
honor
है वो
it.
इन्फॉर्मेशन
I think we really do need to have to wait to finals though to see that come through. Because
On top of group stage, yeah.
on top of group stage,
बहुत बढ़िया।
They got a long way to
डॉग
go.
तो भाई प्लेयर है यार,
They
डॉग
They
के
wanna
ऊपर तो
want
भाई
that,
कोई
they
मतलब
want that watch, that
तुम्हें
belt.
चिंता ही नहीं करनी भाई, डॉग प्लेयर ही तगड़ा है भाई
in
वो।
the current position they're in, they wouldn't play the group stage out.
और मुझे अरोरा में सबसे बेस्ट तो भाई डॉग की लगता है, क्योंकि यार एक एमबीपी के मतलब सॉरी एक आईजीएल के साथ साथ भाई वो बंदा जिस हिसाब से फ्रैगिंग करता है इनसेन लेवल भाई, उसके बर्ड्स देखो भाई, लाइक
Few more
नेक्स्ट लेवल
angles
मारता है भाई।
That's right.
into our Miramars to
बढ़िया,
close
चल रही
things
है।
out with the
अभी
wonderful
तक अरोरा के
John,
0
Jackie.
फिनिशेस है। ओके, अभी ज़्यादातर
Crazy
बंदे
price
मरे भी
pool,
नहीं
by
है,
the way, man. It's
बट
so
स्टिल
wild. You have,
एक दो टीम जा
you
चुकी
know,
है।
$1.1
एक
million
जीक जा
in the
चुकी
group
है और
stage
एक टीटी
alone,
साइड जा चुकी है।
152 grand onto the survival stage, and then we get to the finals.
Okay.
1.7
फ्यूरिया
million
रोटेशन मार रही है।
This
चलिए
is what
छोटे
I'm
जोन
talking
होता
about.
जाएगा, हो जाएगा, लेकिन बंदे भाई मरने का नाम ही नहीं लेंगे। नॉक रिवाइव, नॉक रिवाइव, नॉक रिवाइव। आई विश यार मेरे को भी जाने का मौका मिलता है यार।
Let's get it going.
आई विश, पता नहीं विश पूरी होगी कि नहीं होगी,
Yep.
बट यही है कि मेरे को भाई मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी तभी होगा, क्योंकि ऐसे तो नहीं हो सकता कुछ भी बोलने से। बट आई है अचीव, मैंने कुछ अचीव नहीं किया अपनी लाइफ में भाई।
A better scrimming area.
Nothing I have achieved in my life.
Give me the refrigerated drinks. All right, I want vending machines for free, as well as all the rest, the cool
बढ़िया
things,
बात
the
है
white balls, the blind balls, everything you might need. Tablets.
चल 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 चल
Personal masseuses.
Your favorite phone.
चल उड़ा दे।
Yeah.
मतलब अपने लिए कॉम्पिटिटर तो ही है, गोट और फोर्थ थ्राइव। गोट फोर्थ थ्राइव में अगर मतलब कोई भी 2-3 मतलब टॉप 4 तक जो भी अपनी चली जाती है ना, तो अपने लिए पॉइंट्स बनाना बहुत बढ़िया चीज है भाई। मतलब अरोरा भी जाए और फोर्थ थ्राइव, गोट, अगर इनमें से जल्दी जल्दी मर जाए ये लोग तो भाई अपने लिए मजे हैं। मैं मारो ना यार, क्यूएक्सी क्या कर रहा है भाई, एमबीपी ऐसे बन गया यार, फालतू में बना रहे हैं इसको एमबीपी यार, तो मार नहीं पा रहा ये। छी खेलना वेलना आता नहीं भाई, इनको कौन उठा रहा है यार, इन लॉबी पे है यार, ऐसे ये बंदा नहीं उतारा जा रहा है इनसे यार, उतारो भाई, मारो जल्दी उनको यार, अपन को भी #1 पहुंचना है भाई।
Prior in so many different squads, we'll see like, okay, a bad performance, no change.
अबे क्या नेड मार रहे हो भाई यार तुम्हें,
But now we're starting to see
अबे यार ये एजी ऑल गेमर्स भाई मतलब क्या जीत के आई है, दे दे नॉक, एक आध नॉक वॉक दो यार, तभी तो मजा आएगा, एक आध नॉक वॉक होगी भाई टीम्स। #2 से लेके #5 तक में कोई प्लेयर बनेगा तभी अपने लिए फायदा रहेगा गाइस। ऑल्दो अपन अभी सर्वाइव कर ही रहे हैं, पर अपन की टीम कहाँ है वैसे दिख नहीं रही इसमें यार, एक बार देखो मैप में देखते हैं, दिखता है तो
to the hotel, right? They go through all the VODs together here in the arena. But we're getting back in towards the action. Things are starting to
all gamers QXZ गया,
Ulf does open up. RQ is looking quite good here. They are
putting
the work over towards Aurora.
ओके बढ़िया मारा बिनी, किल चुरा लिया बिनी ने ऑल गेमर्स का। मैपल बचा है उधर, मैपल को मार सकते हैं कि नहीं देख सकते हैं ये भाई, नहीं ल्यू का नॉक चोरी करना है इसको, नहीं गलत जगह किया इसने। बढ़िया 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 बढ़िया, हॉक्सी ने आखिरकार चुरा ही लिया। लास्ट प्लेयर बचा है ऑल गेमर्स का, लास्ट प्लेयर बचा है, वो हील भी नहीं मारा, हीलिंग भी नहीं है उसके पास, नीड क्लीन अप कर रखा है भाई। गया, ओए बच गया, तो बाहर क्यों किया भाई मेपल, अरे भाई वे ले पकड़ लिया, देख लिया, लेकिन वहाँ पे नेट करेगा और ये बच जाएगा। नहीं, अच्छा उसको लग रहा है अभी भी नीचे ही है, बट ये ऊपर आ चुका है और यहाँ से पीछे जा चुका है। वहाँ पे गोट है भाई, मर जाएगा, मत जाइए उधर। सॉरी RRQ भी है और RRQ की फाइट चल रही है जेस फोर्स के साथ। देखने वाली बात है कौन सी टीम मार सकती है RRQ के ऊपर, निगमा गले से क्यू रॉफ
Yeah, Enigma Galaxy putting that work, and we saw it. We saw them come
Enigma
super
Galaxy
late
3v
last night, and I was saying like,
3v1
what
है
are
अभी
you
तो
guys
उसका
doing?
शायद
You guys studying? You guys were talking it out.
बढ़िया
And
मार
they
सकती
they
है
said, ping
देखना
pong.
पड़ेगा कि कौन सी
You know
टीम
what
को
I'm
ये मारेगी,
saying?
कौन सी
And
टीम को लेके
sometimes you
जाएगी,
gotta
क्योंकि
build up
बहुत
those
ज़्यादा
team
इंटेंस मैच
building
आ चुका है
exercises,
और
get that
मैच के बीच
synergy
में हमें बहुत
going.
अच्छी अच्छी चीज़ें लग रही है। कूप ड्रॉप वहाँ पे लॉर्ड को रिवाइव दे रहा है, जेन फर्स्ट
And
लास्ट
it
प्लेयर
looks like
बचा
it's
है
working out right
आरआरक्यू
now
का,
because they are
और
in a
इधर
good
ही
position in
एजी
this
का
zone.
भी लास्ट प्लेयर मैपल बचे हुए हैं एंड ही इज ट्राइंग टू, अच्छा ओके बगल में अब और अरोरा भी है। आई एम सॉरी मैंने ध्यान नहीं दिया। अरोरा की फाइट हो रही है के आरएक्स से।
You're right.
डीआरएक्स का
What have
देखते
I
हैं कि
done?
कौन जीतता है।
You know what? It was
किंग वू डीआरएक्स ओके गया, कुप्स के ठीक गया, बढ़िया बढ़िया बढ़िया।
as well.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about here. You got to pull out all the secret sauce, all the stops here.
Yeah.
Oh, Goat though, look at that.
भाई साहब गोट कहाँ चढ़ के बैठा हुआ है।
Bankanades in, causing a problem for Gaming Stars.
यूसुफ
Yusuf gonna have to do something. He's only got the pump shot.
अरे अरे
Oh, he didn't turn to check his back.
छी
It's turned on.
भाई
As
क्या
Goat
छी
team
भाई
are just making
यूसुफ
it happen here. Once they
यूसुफ
got
भाई
that
क्या
Jackie
गंदा मारा है,
blessing, these guys just
क्या
can't
गंदा
stop.
मारा है, छी भाई इतना घटिया।
Just giving them so little
अबे
respect
यार
that you don't
इससे
even check the corner
इनको
there.
क्यों दे दिया भाई खेलने के लिए यार,
Still winning
पंप
the
नहीं
fight.
चलाई जा रही भाई इनसे,
That,
पंप
yeah, if you're Gaming Stars, we need some more ping pong.
पंप नहीं चलाई जा रही भाई
We
इनसे,
need to
पंप
do
नहीं चलाई जा रही,
something
छी
here,
यार।
right? Gotta make sure
I
you're
did not
locked
expect
in
this, यार।
going towards the end. That hand-eye coordination.
एक तो नॉक देना था यार उनको, एक तो नॉक देना था, एक भी नहीं दिया गया।
Kind of like mine.
Yeah.
Well, medium rare.
Medium rare?
Yeah.
I'm more of a medium guy myself.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing I could play with hands like the rock.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The thing. And they do the top though towards
क्या
four
कर रहे हैं भाई
drives.
यार, ये खेला नहीं जा रहा है इनसे।
Enigma Galaxy taking the fight over towards Go in the meantime. Fourth drives have been under pressure from a bombardment before and they immediately start scattering. Do not want to fall prey to the same situation they did versus Enigma Galaxy over on our angle yesterday.
Uzaifa. Oh, Cash getting
बढ़िया।
ran
क्या
over
कर रहे हैं
by
भाई? अबे अबे अबे
Q there. And four thrives were just circling them like sharks, and they are putting in the
Fourth thrive
punishment on Ulf.
बढ़िया खेल रही है,
Ulf
फोर्थ थ्राइव
just
वर्सेस
can't seem to get something
अच्छा
going here,
एलिमिनेटेड उल्फ
as
को
four
एलिमिनेट कर
thrives
दी
now
भाई,
with
फोर्थ
5
थ्राइव भाई,
eliminations are looking good in air
व्हाट अ
gap.
प्ले बाय फोर्थ
I'm
थ्राइव,
going now for Ulf. I just don't. I don't think they're going to drop to the bottom three. Getting up towards that top
What a
point
play
could
by
take some
Fourth
specials
Thrive.
towards the
बढ़िया
end of the day, though. But they haven't played bad, right? They are a dead center team. Uzaifa finds a shot
एज यू कैन
towards the
सी
tanky.
यहाँ पे अपने भगवान जी लगे हुए हैं।
Did make their exit from Yasnaya earlier on, moving down towards that southeast side currently. X-Force rejects in front of them, playing in heaven.
Yeah, the problem with this is that we still have the top 4 teams in this circle here. And if they all do well in this game, that's going to start creating a little bit of a point gap. And if that happens, especially in the next game, oh, it's going to get wild.
Yeah, I kind of feel what's going to happen here between Fourth Rives as well as Heaven. This is the type of team that would just send it. They're going to send just
3v3 बचा है, अरोरा
actually
वर्सेस
try and deal with OG.
डीआरएक्स का।
WizGod opens
ओए 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 नहीं नहीं, प्यारा 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 प्यारा, बढ़िया बढ़िया, एक नंबर। ओए आतंकी पाजी भाई, पाजी मार रहे हैं भाई, पाजी। लास्ट प्लेयर बचा है आईक्यू।
Getting out Huzaifa, yeah, now it's just IQ up left, so OG with the stiff arm.
ओजी ने उसको जगह नहीं लेने दी भाई, क्योंकि वो जगह लेने आ रहे थे, तो जगह लेने ही नहीं दिया अपन ने। बढ़िया किला। ओके अब फ्यूरिया से है, फ्यूरिया से है, फ्यूरिया से है। नहीं ओके ओके, बच गया बच गया बच गया। साइलेंस मारो, साइलेंस को भाई नॉक देना है, जा रहा अपनी टीम के पास, जा रहा साइलेंस। ओके भाई अरोरा पे भी घुस चुकी है डीआरएक्स, एक प्लेयर नॉक है डीआरएक्स का। डीआरएक्स वर्सेस टॉप बढ़िया। सॉरी डीआरएक्स, बट ये अरोरा है भाई, वो ऐसे ऐसे स्ट्रीम थोड़ी है यार, मतलब ठीक है होंगे तुम अपने घर पे। अबे ले, ये गया, मरा 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 मरा, मैपल उधर से पिटेगा। ले भाई डॉग ने दे दिया। टॉप के 2 और टॉप डॉग के 3 फिनिशेस हो गए।
As Aurora and Mansion are completely hard stuck. You got
Yeah.
Galaxy staring
नहीं
at
hard
him.
stuck तो
look
नहीं
at
है
that
भाई।
Satan from downtown. He's got some good coverage here. And this is outside of the circle, so I'm not surprised we're going to see Nigma Galaxy just kind of wait it out, look to maybe get these last 3
Nigma Galaxy
eliminations,
बढ़िया खेल रही
and
है.
then push into the zone from there. You got Coops up close and personal. Keeping an eye on things, but you got to be careful. You cannot afford to get knocked. Igor, though, actually from
Top knock
Furia,
है.
staring at this as well. Man,
But इसको zone में भी जाना है.
worst case scenario for you. Two monster squads.
Chief is trying to steal.
Man, they're just gonna try to do what they can.
एक ब्रश मारेगा ना वो तो हो गया तुम्हारा काम. ओए साइलेंस ने आके का चुरा दिया. डॉग हट जा. नेड है. बे हट जा डॉग भाई, वहां से कूप्स ने फिर से नेड मारा. अब तो गया. बे यार अब रिफर्स लास्ट प्लेयर बचा है. मर गया. अरोरा जा चुकी है. #7 पे अरोरा ने फिनिश किया. गाइस अपन अभी भी लॉबी में हैं विद 5 फिनिशेस. 3 मैन स्टैंडिंग है. आरू सबसे पहले मर चुका था, उसके बाद से अपन खेल रहे हैं. बढ़िया खेल रहे हैं भाई अपन. मेरे को तो ठीक ही लग रहा है यार अपनी मतलब टीम जो खेल रही है. निकाल सकते हैं किल्स, निकाल सकती है अपन.
We'll see where exactly it's going to go ahead and shift on to. But they got coverage right now. Protect those vehicles. That's so important.
Nigma Galaxy बहुत अच्छा खेल रही है. Nigma Galaxy इस वाले मैच में.
So keep those protected.
But सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छा भाई गोट ने निकाला सबसे ज़्यादा finishes.
Still up from Goat, trying to soak up some more placement points. Next zone does pop though. Where are we headed?
Nigma Galaxy will absolutely have to move, and we are over towards Heaven. Gives OG another chance here as well on that western side. They're looking for the turkey here, dude.
Hey, the OG fans were happy about that one. I heard some claps happen the second that zone shifted. Let's see how this all works. Yeah, they are looking for that turkey. 3 in a row here. Here comes Nigma Galaxy though on the drive. 477 stuck out, and they actually pass him up completely. They're driving straight towards OG.
OG's gonna have to hold them off. Around the other edge of things. It is a 4v3 here. Tanky the first to fall.
किजॉर्ड मार रहा है भाई, बढ़िया खेल रहा है. निगमा गैलेक्सी भी बढ़िया खेल रही है. ओके निगमा गैलेक्सी का ही एक प्लेयर गया. किजॉर्ड इन्होंने बहुत सही जगह है यार. फ्यूरिया ने मतलब जगह ले रखी है. ओके आईक्यू बचा है लास्ट प्लेयर. ओए नहीं आतंकी. अरे नहीं विस्कॉट नहीं बच गया. अबे यार निगमा गैलेक्सी अपन पे स्कोर कर रहे हैं. अबे पीछे देखो यार. निगमा गैलेक्सी अबे यार अब नीड करेगा ये. उसके मारना पड़ेगा इसको. हीलिंग कर रहा है अभी. नहीं यार आतंकी पाजी गए यार. बहुत बुरा लगा है. निगमा गैलेक्सी बढ़िया आईक्यू का फिनिशेस ले लिया. अबे और आतंकी पाजी गए अपन.
Coops throwing a quick Molotov down low. He needs to start doing some of that low.
इनके पास इतने सारे न्यूट कहाँ से आ रहे हैं भाई.
But he's got another nade locked and loaded. Let's see if he can throw this heat-seeking missile
अब
down
उसके
south.
पीछे
Oh, he's gonna watch his
बच
back.
गया.
Oh, and he
ओ
gets up.
यार एक ही गया यार. लास्ट प्लेयर बचा है विजगॉड. इसका एक नेट लग जाए ना यहाँ पे. अबे यार विजगॉड बचना चाहिए. #2 भी मतलब आ जाए ना ठीक है यार. बढ़िया. डेविल बढ़िया खेल रहा है. डेविल में भाई नॉक दे दिया. अभी ये इधर पे ध्यान नहीं देगा. अभी एक को जाके रिवाइव दे सकता है. बट ये उधर से आरसीजी भी मार देगी और रिजेक्ट. तो हमारे पास इतना समय है कि हम उसको रिवाइव दे सकते हैं एक को. थैंक्स. ठीक है फ्यूरिया भी आ गई. अब फ्यूरिया वर्सेस रिजेक्ट होगा.
That's the gun to have here. Furia, man, looking to finally get a chicken dinner.
गया एक प्लेयर गया. एक नहीं निगमा गैलेक्सी कूप्स और बच गया. नुक्स गया क्योंकि फ्यूरिया ने देख लिया. साइलेंस हम मारेगा. नेड मारेगा ये ऑब्वियस है. गया. ओके भाई अपन टॉप 3 आ गए यार. गाइस अपन टॉप 3 है. ओ नहीं अबे यार वो आ रहा है. अबे P90 है भाई. अबे यार रिजेक्ट ने इधर की पुश किया यार. रिजेक्ट उधर नहीं पुश कर सकती थी. उन पे नहीं फट रही थी. साले हरामी इधर आ गए. ओले यार फ्यूरिया चिकन डिनर मार दी गाइस. इसी के साथ ये वाला मैच भी हम करते हैं समाप्त. बहुत अच्छा मैच गया ये वाला 52. लेकिन अपन भी टॉप 3 आए और फिनिशेस भी ठीक थे. लेकिन 2 फिनिशेस यार अपन चुरा नहीं पाए. चुरा लेते तो ज़्यादा मजा आता. 2 पॉइंट्स मिलते.
Yesterday, they
बहुत अच्छा
were
खेली भाई
hunting
आपकी बार
circles
मतलब
all
अपनी
day
टीम
long,
यार क्या
couldn't
स्टेप
catch
अप
a
करी है
break,
भाई ओजी
and
क्या
here
स्टेप
they
अप कर
get
रही
the chicken
क्या
dinner.
रीड करी है
Big
भाई
breaks, X-Force rejects, right?
5
They
मैचेस लगे उनको
stopped
रीड
in
करने के
ahead
लिए
of them, they
5
held that
मैचेस के बाद
position. Zone ended up getting locked onto them, and for a team
स्पेसशिप
that
भाई
was
बाहर
pretty
थी
much last
यार
place,
स्पेसशिप
right?
तो यार सोल
That
का वो
gives
है
them an
सॉरी
opportunity, right?
ओके
That could be that door open for them to at least
मिस्त्री
get
की
to
बात
the
कर रहे
knockout
हैं
stage.
Yeah. But Nigma Galaxy though, again, it's
अब
a
मत कर भाई
decent
अब
move.
फायदा नहीं है
I
भाई
mean,
तुम
Ralph
पीट
gets
गए
caught on the back lines there, but it's understandable. That's a hard bit of terrain to push through.
Yeah.
Hoops does a wonderful job though. The team's going to be massively proud of him with the way he handled that ridge line versus OG. Goodness me, I mean, if it wasn't for Furia, potentially takes down the whole team. But yeah, Furia, they were very quick to the mark. I think that's the main thing from Furia. They analyzed and saw where the opportunities were there, pushed over the top, and as soon as X-Force Rejects pushes out that building, goodness me, did you see how quickly Furia marched to the other side? That was wild.
Yeah, they knew that, hey, this is our chance to win it, and they took it. Furia is one of those squads that are so high IQ when it comes to those kind of opportunities. They're not going to miss it, that's for sure. And you're totally right. I mean, once we saw that zone shift, Enigma Galaxy knew they lost this game, right? They're like, hey, you know what? We just got to try to do whatever we can. Those kind of rotations, you're going to have a sacrifice, right? Just to be able to even get there. But they did utilize that opportunity to its maximum, that's for sure. That's what it's all about. But Furia, they knew they had that one in the bag, and they took it.
Again, it's nice to see some more aggression coming out of Enigma Galaxy. It's nice to see OG on the front lines taking some good fights, and without Aru as well towards that end there. For X-Force Reject, I need a little bit more to be convinced because you are playing from heaven. It's a god compound at the end of the day.
It was luck, right? It was luck. But you know what? Sometimes luck is all it takes.
It's just what you need.
It's just what you need, you know, and they just happened to get it. And it's good for them that it happened now in the second game of the last eight, right? So we've seen it in the past where teams that are coming in a little bit
I'm coming in
nervous,
minute-wise.
don't have that as much
I'm coming in
experience
minute.
as some of these other guys, they get a lucky game. And sometimes that just gives them the confidence they need to actually do something, right?
Yeah.
But, you know...
no, it's true, because you suddenly start to play a little bit more different.
You're like, oh.
Especially nervous teams as well coming into this, you know. It's a big stage. We have fans from around the world here as well. Sometimes it can be hard either disappointing your fans or trying to uplift them in the process. So you get yourself a lucky win, boom, you're good to go.
Yes, indeed. And, man, it's so good to see these teams, right, be able to pull out all the stops here towards the end. These leaderboards have been bouncing all over the place here. But you know what? We got Kalaris with Flash. Let's go ahead and hear what these guys have to say.
That's me. Thank you very much, Hot Jukes. Yes, I am with Top Z from Flash after these two games, because I really wanted to talk to them about very unusual circumstances that have been happening. But first, let's start with day number one and the results there. It was kind of mixed results here and there, but then you got a first place on the Erangel yesterday. So talk to me about the team's approach to yesterday. Are you happy with those results from yesterday? What did you think overall?
Ngày hôm qua thì mình đã làm khá là tốt và đang đứng ở một cái vị trí thứ nhất ở cái map là Erangel á, thì mình cảm thấy là cái màn trình diễn của mình ngày hôm qua nó như thế nào, mình có hài lòng với kết quả ngày hôm qua không?
Đối với em thì ngày hôm qua bọn em thật sự là chưa làm tốt.
In my opinion, yesterday, to be honest, we haven't done a very good job on the maps, I would say.
Okay. That's fair, that's fair. And coming into day two, you got a second place on the Rondo after holding on the east side, and then that was against Rangatan. And then game two happens today, and then Orangutan hits you guys on Erangel as well. So what's your thoughts about that, and do you want maybe some revenge on Orangutan after all that?
Với ngày hôm nay á, thì mình đã đứng ở top 2 ở cái trận đấu đầu tiên á, và sau đó thì mình lại bị đối thủ là Orangutan á, đã ném bom trúng cho mình á, và hạ gục mình. Thì ở trận thứ hai thì mình cảm thấy như thế nào, liệu rằng mình có muốn trả thù đối thủ của mình hay không?
Sau trận 2 thì bọn em cũng rút được kinh nghiệm nhiều hơn, vì trận đó cũng khá là không có may mắn, nên mấy trận sau bọn em sẽ cố gắng đạt được thành tích cao nhất.
On the second maps, I would say we were pretty luckier than the first maps, and we also like have our own experiences based on the first map. So we did a good job on the second one, and I think like based on that result, we will keep continue, you know, like pushing harder for the next round.
Okay, thank you very much, Top Z here. Good luck with the next games. And that does it for us here, down on the stage.
Searching for a little more. One squad, one dream. Nothing's ever what it seems. The circle's closing in. Can you feel it on your skin? Heartbeat like the drum. The final fight has come. Fight till you make it. Never gonna break it. Stand your ground and take it. Right into the fire. Fight till you make it. Every move can change it. Higher and higher. We're reaching for the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Fight till you make it. Fight till you make it.
Jackie Powers here, live from PMWC at EWC 26. I'm meant to be working with John Allen today, but I don't actually know where he is. He had a bit too much coffee before the show. Let's see if we can find him and tire him out.
What is this tweet?
Well, John's got quite a lot of energy, I think, still. Well, it seems like John has finally tired himself out after a very busy day of activities. But here at EWC 26, Pmwc is just kicking off for another day of games. Don't miss it, as it's going to be explosive. There's only one rule: just don't wake John.
John looks so sweet just taking a nap right now. One team that was not allowed to take any naps today was Furia because of the way that they were able to perform in day one. But in day two, Max, they are bringing it.
Oh, they were sleeping day one, but now they're wide awake and they're back in the fray. It's so good to see them play around heaven, maybe making sure they clear their backside and then just pushing into heaven, playing the high ground spot. And we'll have a clip later on of how they wrapped up that game properly. But Furia, it's so good to see Brazil showing some presence here in this group. And 16 points, oh, that's going to put them way higher up on the rankings.
And we're looking at the second place Orangutan with the points. Honestly, the consistency that we're seeing out of this squad is exactly what we want to see. And if they're going to continue on like this, pretty soon we're going to be saying that that squad is going to be going straight to the finals because they're creating a bit of a lead there all the way down to the team that's in 6th place.
Yeah, it's looking very, very good for Orangutan to come in today with a win and then a second place. As far as the match rankings go, right, the second place in terms of points, just 14 points is a big amount to be coming in to the first Erangel for. I mean, we got 2 more Erangels for them to come on through here, but yeah, Furia able to really just wrap things up. I do want to say big ups to X-Force Rejects as well. They had Heaven and they kept it.
No.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Yeah,
Yes, the replay coming on through of the oddest fight I think we've had so far. Get him!
No!
No! And then the rest of the team going, how dare you? No, we're coming in hot here. Just going to avoid some trees, go around a little bit, and just pile in.
It's a very dangerous game of tag with knives. Who does that?
This shows the camaraderie, you know, you're like, oh, you took out our leader, how dare you? And this is the energy that I love seeing from OG. I do want to sort of touch on, if we go back to, sorry, oh my God, I'm having a break.
X-Force.
X-Force. Look, they were from the bottom. Now they're here. This was something, okay, this is something that they needed to do. I guess, a little bit earlier on in the stage. But look, you were saying they had heaven. That was good. They were able to have line of sight, even when the contention started with for Thrives against OG. They were able to grab a couple of eliminations from that position. But the mistake that led, obviously having that, they were pushing out of the building, which Furia, obviously with their 1000 IQ, were able to capitalize on that. But look, they had 16 points heading into today. So having that game pushes them out of that bottom 3, which is exactly what they need to do. But is it something that they can sort of carry on into these next matches? I do feel that they rotated incredibly early. They didn't really have the utility to sort of back up these fights that were happening down on the hill, which any sort of grenade, I think they would have taken that home. So it was a little bit difficult, too early of a rotate for them. A little bit of luck mixed in between it, but hopefully we can see more of these adjustments going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to jump in here though as well, as I think this is exactly the game that they were needing to now push them forward into the next couple of games. You know, if you've had kind of a rough day, you do just want to get into the top 5, have a survival game, be assured that you actually can get in there, and then you can come into the next game going, okay, we've made a top 3, we've got some decent points, there's a little bit of pressure off of our shoulders, we've reminded ourselves that we're able to actually compete at this level, and we can go on forward now. So I'm hoping for big things coming in from them.
Yeah, and for Exports, honestly, I don't agree with what people were saying in regards that they got lucky. They were able to defend it off against a lot of people. But moving on to some of the other squads, I actually know we got a clip about Furia that you've been wanting to see, Max. Oh, you know what? Before you even show it, how about show some stats? They were passive, but the thing is, it ended up working out in their favor because they were playing that to win it.
I just wanted to see a win from Furia, genuinely. That's all I wanted to see. They gave it to you. After yesterday, we didn't get it, but here we go, looking at the final clip. You might be thinking, oh, they're just going to go from Chiefs compound straight into the side of X-Force Reject, but no, they put themselves between the outskirt of the circle and the middle portion of the circle, meaning X-Force Reject, even the side of NGX, Orangutan are all going to be forced naturally into their position. So all you have to do, set up a very solid defense. And you do that, by the way, with an MG3, which is the best weapon to have for Mr. Silence himself, my MVP prediction of the tournament. I loved it. They now see the number of players is down to just 2. Just nail it down, take home that win. That was literally a perfect finish in terms of execution from good old Furia.
Yeah, and see, that was I just want to touch in that. That was a great sort of overview of what I was sort of explaining. Like, they didn't need to leave that position. Furia obviously capitalized on that, which is excellent from them. But yeah, I mean, Exports Reject should have just waited.
Yes, we're looking at the overall here. Orangutan now with 80 points, and that's just what I've been talking about. Like, right now with this squad, they have a 25-point lead over 6th place. Top 5 is where you want to be if you want to end up going to the finals. You could end up almost saying, because the way that they're currently playing is so consistent, this squad could be already going to the finals. I don't care if it's too early, but they're playing like it and they're looking like it too.
I mean, honestly, I think we get to the halfway point, and I think that statement is going to be very true, just based on what happens in the next game, right? For Thrives as well, and you know, they're starting to go down the leaderboard just a little bit. RRQ, I mean, yes, X-Force Rejects have made it out of the bottom 3 by quite a bit, actually, but Team RRQ, that's not a team I was expecting to see down here, Max.
No Peko, please, where is No Peko? I want to see some presence from him, though we did see a little bit higher up on that second page, this Ulf, and a lot of people would say that's disappointing, right, for a team that was second place back at PMGO Season 1 and did so good, especially during the PMGC finals. Let them cook, right? They're slow starting team. Yang Tashol, right? I don't know how you say in Turkish, but they're slow starting team. I wouldn't be too scared for them, at least as they don't make in the bottom 3. We're fine. Ulf will come back eventually in this tournament.
I was going to say, I don't want to flex on my Turkish just yet, all right?
We're not there.
Let's hold on to that one. But before we even move on, how about we talk about some predictions here? Because for everybody currently watching at home, you can go to the EWC Play app and do your predictions if you haven't already. And if you do end up winning something, make sure you use that hashtag EWC and hashtag EWC26. I want you to tell me quickly, predictions. Who's going to be winning the next game?
Winning the next game is going to be For Thrives.
Enigma Galaxy.
Stop asking me, because apparently I get it wrong and then I get roasted. So don't ask me that question again.
Such a cop-out.
X-Force Rejects, that's who I want, all right? X-Force Rejects, show me, keep on that momentum going. But we're actually going to be going to none other than Barty with the defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Are we good?
Right you are, Seven. I've got the defending champions of PMWC joining me on the main stage here. I've got Yangon Galacticos. Smile, let's have a quick chat. You know, cast your mind back to PMWC last year, you guys managed to secure the championship. The way that you did that was by consistently putting up placement points. You didn't play too aggressive, you just played your game. Now we've had an entire year since then, and you're going to be joining the group stage tomorrow. Has the strategy changed? What's the plan coming into this year's PMWC?
Especially for the strategy, I don't want to use wine or rugby too much, but we will prepare for every possible situation, every scenario that, including the we experience in 2025, any new situation that might happen. Also, we don't rely on the same strategy because this is PUBG. Yeah.
Okay, keeping the cards close to your chest. I like to hear that. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you're wearing. This is very, very cool. Now, your Yangon Galacticos skin has just released in-game a few days ago. It's traditional Myanmar dress, if I'm not mistaken. Please tell us how it feels to have this kind of representation in-game.
I mean, I'm so proud to be here representing Myanmar and wearing Myanmar culture clothes on the international stage. And also that is so meaningful for our fans and Myanmar people to be like a Myanmar traditional clothes on the international stage.
And if you could say anything to your fans who are watching and preparing themselves for you guys to step out onto the stage tomorrow and compete, what would you like to say to them?
I mean, cheer for us.
Cheer for them, that's what they say. Now, for those of you at home, if you want to get your hands on this incredible skin in-game, just go over to the PMWC event in-game, okay? Now, redeem with perk vouchers, and once you've done that, you'll be able to get your hands on the Yangon Galacticos Champion Outfit Ancient Charm Set. Yangon Galacticos, thank you so much for joining me in this interview. I'm going to shake all your hands, boys. Thank you so much. The gloves are really cool as well. And with that being said, let's head back over to the casters to continue day 2 of the group stage.
I don't know about ancient charm. That guy's got new school charm. What a sweet guy. And what a fun team Yangon Galacticos has been. Last year in EWC 2025, they were fantastic. It was good to watch them then. It's good to see them again here again. But we're heading in towards Erangel next. Map number 3.
Let's get it going here, man. Hey, I want to say one thing, right? I love, good old-fashioned esports jerseys. I want that, though. I want one of those, man. So if you got that in a triple XL, bring it on down. But you know
it
what?
looks comfy, dude.
It definitely does. It definitely does. These guys are looking fly, here. But you know what? Speaking of flying, I think it's time to get this started here into the second Erangel of the day. Only 3 more matches after this. But this is going to be a crucial one.
OG up to 80 points now. I think it's going to be difficult to knock them out of that top 5 unless there's some incredible shifts up in the rankings as thing goes on. But honestly, I think OG, they're riding high right now. They are feeling good. I don't think anyone's going to challenge them too much. They might drop out of first place, but I'd love to see them stay up there throughout the entirety of the survival stage. And I can see Hoxie currently has taken our top player spot in number 1 with 17. Actually, Aurora top is doing a huge amount of work for them with 16.
Let's get it going here. And we can take a look at the top players. Yeah, top with the most damage.
Wow.
4,357. Unbelievable performance right here from him. Fortunately, we don't see Aurora on top of the leaderboards here, but they're right there. They're still in 5th place. But OG already now have a nice point sponge, like you mentioned. The GOAT 14, nice amount of points as well. Completely tied up in 2nd and 3rd. This is going to be a close one. It's really going to come down to the last match to see who's going to be in our top 5.
Absolutely. Now I'm looking down towards the bottom of the leaderboards. RRQ in 14th. Now RRQ qualified on a technicality. They've been working hard, putting in the time to try and get through towards that group stage, potentially through to the finals. It'd be a shame to see them go out here in survival stage, but right now they are not playing up to scratch. So they do a little bit more here. 28 points to the 32. The X-Force rejects have been able to grab the back of that last game. But we do have Naruto skins in-game at the moment. We've got the Ninetales Fury Org there as well, so you can draw for the Naruto character set 2 and become a sage yourself in-game. As we all know, all of the viewers of PUBG Mobile are filled with wisdom because you're here with us, of course.
That's right. That's right. If you could learn any Naruto jutsu, what would it be?
I told you. Wait, John asked me this question yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
I asked him the same one.
You asked that. I have the same answer.
What is it?
Rasen Shuriken.
Ah, very nice.
I had like such weird deja vu for a second there.
There you go.
Damn, let me...
I'll tell you what, I'm going.
Give me a second.
Okay, now
give
you
me
know what?
2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
You know what? I'll tell you, who doesn't have a couple secs, and that is gonna be Thunder Talk Gaming once again, losing players super early on. Sitting is knocked, and Shiva with the vehicle swap's gonna go ahead and get that confirmation. But he's actually gonna have to watch out because Sing is already there, putting that punishment down. So Thunder Talk, X-Force rejects, battling it out, back and forth. Reverb is gonna get thirsted. Sitting did survive. And he looks like he is gonna crawl to safety. Are you kidding me? So Thunder Talk shutting down that push from X-Force rejects. One little mistake, that's all it takes.
Absolutely. X-Force rejects leading 1 there. I was looking up jutsus in the meantime.
All right. Change your decision?
No, but hey, I actually have this tattooed on my back, but it's the Dead Demon Consuming Seal. That one's cool. That one is cool. Unfortunately, I wouldn't use it because I would knock myself in game using that.
Maybe lock down your lunch so no one takes it, right?
I know. I have to.
That's right. You know what?
I need a res, bro. I need a res.
I need a res.
I need a reanimation jutsu right now. Come on, bro.
I'm going with the flying Raijin, dude.
Yeah, that is cool. That is big.
You can't. I think it's just too dang good. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you need me, I can have you marked, pow, and I'm right there. But what can I say?
I mean, Minato is the GOAT. So,
yes.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. But we are jumping down towards Sosnovka. And we do have to talk about this.
Yes.
We do got to talk about this because this is fun to watch, but it is also the first time we've actually seen it down towards Sosnovka. We get to watch these players duke it out on day 2. Down towards the south side of the map. Thunder Talk already making their cross right now. Enigma Galaxy are also looking to move across. And 4th Thrives, they're just not holding it. I think they were much more concerned with having a spot right now. They're on 69 points, which is great. It is good. But we want to see a bit more for themselves. They don't want to end up dropping out on a catastrophic turn of events coming through towards the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 is definitely the goal. More placements, the better for sure. And with 69, they do have a little bit of a gap from 6th place. But with how these teams are playing, I mean, that we've seen gaps like that get shut down in just a game alone. Especially when you got Furia climbing up the leaderboards. They have 54. They're within easy range of Enigma Galaxy. Enigma Galaxy, as a matter of fact, they're one of these teams that really need this game right here because things are getting spicy for sure. Looking on over here, especially, this is a very difficult zone. We have a nice hard shift down the military.
Yo, my boys have got the double hovercraft.
Double hovercraft.
That is actually a massive advantage on Sosnovka. You want to keep those up as long as possible. You can sort of hide them down towards the south side if you wanted.
Yeah, especially if you can go hunt down one of those welding guns. Man, that's going to be so good for them here towards the end. And it looks like out of 2 teams that are already in military base, 4th Thrives and Enigma Galaxy are mighty close to each other here. Meanwhile, KRX is going to be storming the beach here in a little while as well. So that's going to be interesting to see. A lot of teams want to take in that position there.
Yeah, KRX actually heading over towards the slope, moving upwards towards 4th Thrives' position. Ulf is yet to cross yet, just worried at the moment. There is a jump to be made for Ulf here into top 5. They want it on this game. Similarly for KRX, Furia, The Flash. You're right, Enigma Galaxy is right on that cusp at the moment.
Yeah.
Keep a white-knuckled grip to keep this one going.
Dude, these last 3 matches coming up are going to be so insane. You know what?
I'm excited.
Me too, and I am just so happy that... Oh, look at this. GOAT going down. Killer Joe is out. Moxie is hurt. So X-Force rejects do cross the bridge. They head to Novo, and they end up getting the better of GOAT. Meanwhile, look at this. They're on a glider. getting themselves a position in this next circle.
Yeah, it's sad to see as well because it's going to be Fuchsman as well as Force going forward. Kind of players you want. There's also a Crash Glider here too, so it looks like Goat was double gliding, KRX is double hovering. Trend around the map. But yeah, I think for X-Force Rejects, this was cool. I like this from them. I gotta disagree with 7 though.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that last match, it did feel a little bit lucky, honestly. You play Heaven, and they sort of immediately lost as soon as it moved away from Heaven.
Yeah.
Okay? There is, and that's okay. It's okay to get lucky sometimes. It really is. But it also feels bad when you instantly lose players running out into a singular sightline. I want to see more of it. So that right there is more promising to me than anything. And it's coming in at 8 minutes into the game. Capability to take down a squad moving in and have the wherewithal to set up in Novo.
And actually get some eliminations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is that if I get zone locked towards the end, I'm feeling lucky. That's for sure, right? But you got to still put in the work, even if that happens. This next circle does pop all the way down to military. So yeah, now there's no question of where this zone is headed. And
thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness. So I think we're tired of these like crazy water in the middle of the island circle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So no splits here. It's just going to be who is the best in order to get this win.
Right now, obviously the center of Airstrip is pretty strong. A good place to play. You could even head over towards C block too. Not a bad spot. Worth playing going forward. KRX with the double hovercraft have a ton of capabilities to move in, but it seems like they may have ditched them somewhere.
Oh boy. Look to see the action is starting to ring off those Studios, getting mighty close here. Geek gonna go ahead and find a spot in military. They're gonna be holding the satellite position as well as Doxy. Oh, nice jump shot. Ragnarok though. Wasn't nice enough as Hoxie shoots him out of the air and shuts him down.
Aurora trying to make the cross here versus Ulf. Ulf got across a little bit earlier. They rung the bell on this one, and Aurora starts to move up. Reaper's already down. Zio trying to hit some mad shotgun shots.
Last player बचा है.
I don't know what he was thinking. And out top with his signature Mini 14, it's not enough as Kelsey from behind will find the shots towards him, leaving just Doc, the last player alive here for Aurora.
Man, tough cross and a bad time too. Match number 3 here for the second day. Aurora in 4th place. Going out like this is going to be tough. It's going to really be those last 3 matches for Aurora if they're going to make it into the top 5. So worst case scenario for Aurora, I think the Galaxy Flash, Ludia all pop off here. You can see Maniac looking for some cheeky angles. And look at him go. He's going to be able to try and jump all the way to the top, and he does. So Maniac busting out his parkour skills, showing people this is how it's done. This is how you get up on top. And Ulf is going to have to be mighty careful. His footsteps are pretty loud, though. Let's see if they can hear him up there.
Doc's like, what the hell, man? You're making a lot of noise.
Oh, man, the coach didn't look too happy. We saw that little coach's corner. Let's see if Doc can make him smile. As Rolex is like, hey, nobody's here, right?
There's no way.
Nobody's here, right?
Are we trigger discipline on this one? That's crazy.
Oh, gets the thirst, though. And he did get shot in the back, right? Am I tripping?
No, you're not. That is ballsy to stay that. Nade goes fully long.
And the coach corner, no reaction.
No reaction.
No reaction.
Nil point.
That is correct.
Yeah. Oh. He did get shot in the back.
He did, right? Yeah, I was like,
my boy just stood on the stairs.
Just saying, you know what? If I'm going down, this is how I'm doing it.
I'm convinced I'm part of gaming stuff.
I'm safe. Oh man, Yusuf getting caught out. Maniac jumped down? I thought he was on top of the hole. If he was on top of here, interesting. Scarface though, yeah, I thought he was on top of the little tippy top of the bridge, but now it looks like we're gonna see Ulf just hard commit.
I mean, Alula's coming in here as well.
Wolf got a lot of points to grab. I think they're going to hold on to the spot for a lot longer.
I mean, why not? I mean, Ulf right now, it feels like people are feeding them points. Ulf's like, they're not even trying to make this difficult for us. They're just...
We'll take it.
It's just meals, free meal tickets arriving on the bridge. Yeah, I'll eat that up every time. Circle does move far down towards the southeast, though. X-Force Rejects did try and pick up the buildings down towards the southwest side of C Block. But KRX is nice and set up. However, a lot of these teams are going to have to make their way out of airstrip, and quite a few times that can be a difficult task. Getting out across that road, you're massively silhouetted in that situation. It's a question of if anyone else has those sight lines. Now, this is a big move from RRQ. They are flying through teams on the southern edge.
I like this play, actually. I think if you're RRQ, you're right now at 28 points. Top 5 is going to be really tough. Like, you need to pop
We're going to make a play.
Yeah. We got to make a crazy play. And in order to make, at least to the survival stage, this could be it, right? Like, hey, let's take the risk now. Especially with Miramar coming up. Let's full send it to the center, and they do make it there safely. So it looks like that bet did end up paying. Oh, as soon as I say that, AJ gets a knock and thirst onto one of the players from RRQ. So maybe a little bit too greedy on that rotation.
Yeah, well, I would say you should assume the players are going to be playing down towards these very much coastal edges. I think it's a very typical area to work with as well.
For sure. And they had so much space here, you know, I just think...
Yeah, there wasn't a reason for it, right? That's crazy there.
Yeah.
So Fun Talk will get themselves at least one off the back of that. A lot of teams are unwilling to move now they're inside the circle. And it also seems that there's a lot of teams unwilling to move on the outer edges too.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those mistakes you point out, right? Because it's just a pure mistake. Like, there's certain ones that you could be like, all right, it was a coin toss. They could have gone left, they could have gone right, and they just made a bad bet. But that was one where you just kind of lost a player pretty unnecessarily on the side of RRQ. And it's those little tiny ones that they just like are a domino effect to your demise. So it could have been like, oh, we could have won the game with 15 points, but now we're stuck in a third place with 2. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens though as we look at this. Ooh, nice shot of that map. Let's see where the circle goes though. Are we gonna have a crazy shift? Does it center up? That's gonna make things interesting. Oh,
man, that's sad for RRQ though.
That is tough.
You make a big play for the south side, and assuming it's going to move out away from airstrip, it runs it straight back. And KRX, honestly, for them, they were pretty happy with their spot.
Yeah.
They're even happier now. And if they still got the double hovercraft, they will be very well set up going into this late game. Not that they need to move much, but they can create some really good impromptu cover. All gamers will fly straight across this bridge. Gaming Stars realizing now they need to move instantaneously. RRQ flip to a new area. Foosman's on the other side.
They made the push quick.
Bunker each.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Your RRQ, the zone swapped on over. Take those bunkers, secure those spots. KRX, I believe they were holding those satellite positions with those hovercrafts, so that's a really good position, especially if the zone decides to go ahead and hard shift down south. So teams now taking some of their final spots. A lot of teams, though, still need to get into this zone. Our top of the leaderboard squad, OG, they are still way over there in blue, just barely crossing the bridge, super late. Ula is in the same position on the other side as well.
It's a hard, I mean, we kind of was focused over towards the 2 bridges there, and they were really unwilling to move. So was All Gamers, a little bit scared of it. And I know that OG likes to really analyze how they want to go forward. So if they still think a team's there, like they did yesterday on Miramar Gaming Stars, they'll try and figure out a different situation. Now they're trying to wrap on the northern edge, which I do think this is kind of interesting. They could come down from the hillside and sling into the south side of C Block if they wanted to. But it's certainly an interesting one. And I think if you see All Gamers flying in towards that eastern side, maybe this is the play, and it looks like to be what they're going for.
Yeah, they're sending it right now. Igor is trying to survive this one. Serpentini, looks like one of his tires did get popped out. He's in trouble. Quick, getting a knock on to Aaron. AGAL, yeah, just trying to send it to safety, but Ayala pops him out the vehicle.
It's not going to be. Fury has been marshalling this northeast road for a long, long time. Pulling out the badge.
Oh, pulling out the buggy.
Yeah.
That one real quick.
Badge has been put away, apparently.
Yes, it has.
By the Flash here. You are playing on the eastern side as well, so they'll double back the hillside. Again, I kind of like what OG went for, you know, just barrel down that hilltop. You out of the sightlines for quite a while until you front of C block. It's not the craziest position, but you get a position at this stage of the game. It's kind of lit.
Yeah, dude, the fact that you even here with all 4 players up, it definitely is going to work out. Their med situation has to be super low.
Yes.
They blew,
good point.
They blew through them just getting into here. But you know what? The fact that they are here and have such a point sponge on top is a good thing going for them for sure. You know what? I want to say one thing. These next 3 matches I was talking about, they're going to be so wild, right? And I'm just very, very happy that John got his rest before that.
Oh, he needs that nap, dude. He will need that nap because we're bringing the thunder going into those next few games. And the talk.
Dude, I just keep seeing these coach cameras.
Yeah, the problem is the coach corner cameras is that they're shown for about 2 seconds. We realize they're very sad, and then we take them away.
Dude, they're just sad or serious, dude. They're just like...
I think the production should keep the coach corner cameras up for a good 50.
Yeah.
We got to lock in with them.
Good 15 seconds. Oh, I would love to see the coach's POV too, like in the middle of a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. As Silence putting some shots downrange, holding this position. This is a tough circle here, especially if it does go down south. That airfield is, there's not a lot of coverage in that area.
No, you're pretty much playing against the fence right now. Playing off the back of vehicles you still have that aren't completely wrecked. Dragging the bumper down the side of the road with them. For Enigma Galaxy, this is not a horrible spot to play in. They just have to be absolutely proactive. They're down towards the south side of the fence. But we're here with Furia looking to crest into the building alongside with KRX. Can QXZ hit a nutty grenade? Pops it back in the pocket though. And it makes sense. My goodness me, they were fast to this location. But wow, the utility, the vests, the ammo, that don't look great. We got micro Uzis on board as well.
Yeah, and the good thing about where Furia is like it's pretty much almost impossible to hit a nade on them, right? That chain link fence makes it so difficult, and you can just see them just holding those utils, throwing it out, going back to that little coverage. So, but Team Flash, full sending it here onto Geeky, a hard commit. It's up to them to win this fight. Oh, great teamwork there with a 2v1. They are fully taking advantage of Geeky, catching them off guard. I don't think they really expected them to push. And if you're Geeky, it's kind of your fault there. You had to make sure that you got at least some shots onto them coming on in. But they were able to fully push this easily. And now, with that bounce nade, Team Flash is pushing up little by little.
It's a naughty pincer they came in with. Zeus around the corner, still on fire. Oh my goodness me. They toast him up a little bit. But he crunches back down on them with a couple of shots through from the DBS. Lovely to see here from the Flash. But yet there's only one stairway to get up on that building. You pincer on both sides. It's hard to deal with if you don't have a player on the bottom floor. And that team was already hurting. So it's a good identification from Flash. A good identification of how that building is best addressed upon. So yeah, well done. Very, very well done. And now they have the ability to hold up both KRX and Fury in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, we had to see Geeky up on that top floor. And you could see exactly that's what Flash is doing. They have 2 up on top, just keeping an eye out so nobody pushes up on them.
Guys, up on live.
That little mistake allowed Team Flash to push up and get it done. Silent throwing a smoke right onto himself here.
ये हमारा setup live आ चुके हैं. इस link पे click करो और live पे join करो.
Over towards play was not. He's kind of just giving away where he's playing.
Screens खेल रहे हैं. आ जाओ.
And a nade, this has to be a special one. But the door's closed on him. Oh dear.
Oh, and that nade is just up to Chief. Next zone does go on over to the wide field. Chief barely getting outside of that Molotov range. KRX, they want this elimination. They're just Chief. Served, and that is Furia out of there, roasted to a crisp.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate for Chief. Was not the chef in that scenario, that's for sure. But now we have Enigma Galaxy down towards that southwest side. Their basic big task here is pretty much to hold everyone out coming through airstrip. There's a lot of little bits of interesting terrain. The airplanes themselves as well in the way. But this open area so easy to dodge away from a lot of the nades. See how Ulf is able to play this one out. Get a quick replay on this one. Oh! Nice nade from XZ. Over towards Sitting and Thunder Talk.
Thunder Talk just can't catch a break here, man. Oh, they need to do something crazy if they want to just even get to the survival stage at this point. Top 5 is just way too far away with only 3 matches left. They have to literally win all 3. But let's get into this game here. This one's important. RQ shutting down X-Force Reject, saying, nope, that is going to be it for you guys. But look at our leaderboards here. We got so many people in the top 9 still alive. These leaderboards are going to get crazy. Ulf up on top. Scarface with so much lay of the land here. Throwing the nades, not trying to give away his position. And gets the lock onto Lord. He's got another, though.
I think they must have passed all the nades across to Scarface. He's up on high. He's dropping bombs. At the moment, Pmwc Galaxy struggling. Hold up. 4th Thrives decide they'd move over in the midst of all the chaos. Satan very low. But my goodness me, 40 bullets left basically. Eren will finish off Satan. Kelsey takes a big hit here. But for Ulf, this is a large game. 8 eliminations coming through. An almost impossible push for them that they're making happen here.
Oh, they needed this one. They needed this one so bad. 24 gets the knock on a Scarface, and that is that critical angle taken away. So now they no longer have the high ground. T24 is starting to push those nades through and gets the lock. He's down to half an HP, though. Gets knocked in return. Balak, though, is here, and he came to play. 1v1 situation. Balak up close and personal with the shotgun. He's got the range. He switches to the F4 and shuts him down. Balak with 1 HP, making it happen for his team.
3 legendary players on the same location. It's Balak,
भाई कुप्स क्या खेल रहा है भाई?
And Coops comes out on top. Goodness me.
Oops,
They
बढ़िया
needed
खेल रहा
him
भाई.
to dunk it into the hoop here, and he's certainly done that. Looks to move away, but now has to deal
आगे
with
कुप्स आ गया.
who rocks up to the location. They're on set, they're on deck, and they're looking to get themselves out of the danger zone.
Woo! RRQ just sweeping up the dust after that one. That was wild. So many superstars just going at it. And look at our top 3. Still in the game with only single players alive. Next zone goes on over to the left. This thing is ping-ponging all over the place.
The Flash, though, they've got an unreal spot on this one. They just have to deal with KRX in the near future, and KRX, they are low on supplies. Team Flash has got a lovely little watchtower to make sure they aren't rocking up to them too quickly, and then you're right, it is very much open space after then. Likely the circle pulls away from both WizGod and the Flash. No one wants to move out into this open zone. This is a very difficult circle for everyone. I am more surprised that Foosman has been left unimpeded inside the bunker over towards the eastern side for so long. And it certainly kept them safe. All right.
Dude, he be fooping right there. Foops, man, just holding it down. He ain't moving at all, I'll tell you that. The second he walks out, he's done. Honestly, just go out to blue zone. He's got a smoke in his hand. He may try, but...
I mean, they're not at the point. I mean, that run
just
out.
Don't try, honestly.
That run out
like
is
this,
hellish. I mean,
it's over. If he makes it even into that white line of this circle, then I'm talking about GOAT are going to win this whole tournament.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's a hard push. I mean, there's this tiny ridge line you can play, but by the time you show your face, that happens.
Yeah, the second he even looked out. The second he even looked. Oh,
check this setup out. Oh, KRX. I wish you come to the door right now. Nade goes through, looks to be fairly decent, but Hoxie doesn't jump out the window. With a Flash, they've got a nasty surprise waiting for them at the door.
Look at that. And then the nade busts all those gas cans. They wanted to make sure they had the perfect setup if they did push in. But now we're going to see KRX get beat up by 4 Thrives, trying to make something happen. Team Flash, though, punishing up and wiping them out. KRX not able to make the push.
I think Hazaifa stole a lot of those heliums, though, unfortunately. RQ still going. Hazaifa gets himself up in towards. Strong position in the game here. RQ, Gemforce will find WizGod. Hazaifa at least secures himself a 3rd place here. But RQ absolutely will pull themselves out of the bottom spots this game. It's a certainty at this point. But we are centering up over towards horrendously open ground.
Zypha, man, last player up for 4 Thrives, does get this just one piece of coverage in this circle. What can he do with it? Especially if he's very fortunate to catch RRQ and Flash fight each other. Who knows what could happen? But Flash are going to have to push on out of that position.
भाई फ्लैश ले जाएगी.
See him holding that kind of
फ्लैश ले गई भाई ये वाला मैच.
So get a little bit of coverage here, but there's just nothing. It is all wide open field. Everybody just hugging the edge for the little bit of coverage they have.
You can see this is one of the most disgusting areas of the map.
Gross, dude. This is straight gross. There's
it
nothing.
Really is. Yeah, I think gross is a good way to put it. RQ is moving forward though. They get themselves over towards the ballistics. Flash playing up on top. Oh, it's a good shot from the par. Expect nothing less. Zypha, the pile driver, off in the distance, looking to smash these two teams apart as a solo.
Zypha last player बचा है.
He's going to have to tap fire. He's only got like 70 rounds left, and to make it even less, trying to get another elimination, though Genfoss actually gets that knock on the bows. He's going for the thirst. He wants all the points here, but it's not
nice,
gonna be
nice,
enough.
nice.
4 Thrives out of there. Here we go. It's Team Flash versus RRQ.
A nice interview with Flash earlier on. They were looking to find some more success today. There were some decent games yesterday. But can they secure the chicken dinner here at our halfway mark of day 2? Try and get themselves towards a position to get a direct qualification through the finals in the top 5.
FL kind of cornered हो गई है.
Back of the loot crate has the ghillie suit. Might actually be insanely important here.
ओए गया जोन से. Kills ले लिया. Kills भी नहीं दिया उसने. Win last player बचा है. RRQ versus Win. It's going to be 2v. Okay, no, it's not 2. 3v1 है.
Could be the beginning of that. But well, Team Flash, they're pushing themselves
बच गया.
big up the leaderboards. Here we go. It's just Win. He's got the last rock, but it ain't gonna be big enough. It's RRQ.
ओए टीम RRQ फाइनली एक चिकन डिनर ले लिया.
Playing off the missile, they certainly will rocket up the leaderboard with that one. It's an important moment for this team at this stage of the day, but the fight is not done yet. They do not want to drop back down towards that bottom 3. There is still a chance of it happening, but right now they can breathe a little easier.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, they definitely are. They didn't breathe well enough to where we saw no pop-off, right, from that win. It's just like, I know. It was just...
बढ़िया RRQ भाई चिकन डिनर डाल दी.
We're alive. Okay, let's see what we can do, though, before we really get happy.
But Flash, honestly, they played well. I think the aggression onto that compound versus Geek, it was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. Really well set up, honestly. And I think there's been multiple times we've seen Flash where they've demonstrated just great map knowledge, but more than that, great tactical knowledge of how to play those moments.
Dude, not to mention we saw those beautiful setups with those gas cans, right? It just goes to show.
They're cheeky guys.
They're doing everything they can, right, to make sure that they win those games, and that's how you get it done.
That's the Flash field. They'll do whatever it takes, and if it means playing off the back of a loot crate in Miramar to qualify for one of the biggest tournaments, they'll do it, all right? And I think that's what I like about Flash. They really take any opportunity, any moment to make it happen.
And honestly, it just goes to show, like EK, right? I don't know how you let them push up on you without getting one shot downrange. But Team Flash, that's that, and the fact that they're able to take that risk, right? They see that spot open, they're like, you know what? Full hard commit. If we can take it on the way in, it is what it is. But if we do get it, we get the win, right? Possibly.
Yeah.
And honestly, with that many eliminations, that's a W for sure.
It is a W. That's what all the teams have their sights on this tournament. They're gorgeous.
कि कौन सी टीम कहाँ पे अपने आप को लेके जाएंगे, बट फिलहाल मैच इसी तरीके से चलने वाले, बट इस एरांगल की समाप्ति हो चुकी है.
देखिए इरांगल तो समाप्त हो चुका है, लेकिन रावण ने एक चीज बहुत सही कही कि इस इरांगल के जोन्स प्रेडिक्ट करना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल था. टीम्स की पोजीशन खासतौर से स्टेज 3 स्टेज 4 ट्रांजिशन के बीच में प्रेडिक्ट कर पाना काफी ज्यादा मुश्किल था. मगर मैं इसी आपसे शुरू करना चाहूंगा एक ऐसी सिचुएशन जहां पे ऐसा लग रहा था कि भाई ओजी मिलिट्री वाले पहुंच नहीं पाएगी टॉप 5.
और हम
बैक स्टेज पर बैठ के मैचेस देख भी रहे थे, तो मैं वहाँ पर बात कर भी रहा था कि किस तरीके
MVP is
से
used.
बैंडेजेस उन्होंने अच्छे तरीके से उठा रखे हैं और उनको भी पता है कि भाई वो बैंडेजेस उनके लिए ज़रूरी था। हमने ऑल गेमर को भी वही करते हुए देखा है, हमने वही ओरंगुटान को भी करते हुए देखा है। पर अगर इस मैच के MVP की बात करें तो वो ज़्यूस हैं टीम फ्लैश के, जिन्होंने 5 फिनिशेस निकाले हैं, डैमेज बहुत बढ़िया डील किया। पर इन सब के बीच में देखिए मुझे कुछ बातें हैं जो याद आती रहती है जब हमारी टीम वहाँ पर गई, चाहे वो ओरंगुटान हो, गॉडलाइक का भी खेलना बाकी है। तो मतलब काफ़ी सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो कहते रहते हैं कि भाई अभी शायद उतना एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, अगर वो सर्वाइवल में भी पहुँच पाए तो भी बहुत बड़ी बात है। आरू पूरे इरांगल में घूम के कह रहे सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है, वो मैं टेबल टॉप पर बैठा हूँ ना, तो थोड़ा तेज बोलेंगे तो शायद आवाज़ पहुँच जाए।
नीचे से आवाज़ कम कर
बिल्कुल।
आपको नहीं लगता इन्होंने बहुत सभ्य तरीके से बात बोली? मेजी के दिल में जो बात है वो उन्होंने सही तरीके
वो
से
यहाँ नहीं
बताई
बोल
है।
सकते।
मैं इसीलिए सभ्य तरीके से बोलना पड़ा, लेकिन मैं भी उस बात से पूरे तरीके से सहमत हूँ जिस तरीके से इन्होंने ये बात कही है, क्योंकि इस बार हमने उनकी रोटेशनल मास्टर क्लास भी देख ली। इसके पहले एज एन आईजीएल उनके फ्रैग्स किस तरीके से आ रहे थे वो भी देख लिया है हमने, वो अपनी टीम को कैसे गाइड कर रहे हैं वो भी देख लिया। ऑल्दो यस ये सर्कल बहुत डिफिकल्ट था खेलना, लेकिन इस जोन के अराउंड वो पूरा अराउंड द सर्कल रोटेट करना, फिर अपने आप को एक सही जगह पर रखना, चाहे एक खिलाड़ी बचा है लेकिन उस एक खिलाड़ी से फाइट से पहले प्लेसमेंट पॉइंट्स के लिए जाना, हर चीज दिखाई है।
Exactly. टॉप पे है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कंपटीशन को लाइटली लिया जाए, स्टिल ट्राइंग द लेवल बेस्ट फॉर एवरी सिंगल पॉइंट, और उसका नतीजा हमको मैच रैंकिंग्स में नजर आता है। आरआरक्यू इन 18 पॉइंट्स के साथ खुद को सर्वाइवल स्टेज तक पहुंचाने की जो जर्नी है उस पे लग चुके हैं। टीम फ्लैश ये ऑलरेडी काफी अच्छा कर रहे थे, बट 17 पॉइंट्स विल मेक देयर लाइव्स बेटर। फोर्थ राइव्स इस गेम के अंदर ये भी सर्वाइवल पे लेट गेम में काफी अच्छा खेले, बिकॉज इनके साथ जो निग्मा गैलेक्सी की फाइट थी वो बहुत इंटेंस हो गई थी एंड दे ऑलमोस्ट लॉस्ट द गेम देयर। बट वहीं 6th पे नजर आती है ओरंगुटान, 4 प्लेसमेंट के पॉइंट इस गेम में निकालने में कामयाब रहे। एक पॉइंट पे ऐसा लग रहा था कि सरवाइव भी नहीं कर पाएंगे, लेकिन इस पूरे गेम पे हमारे जो कास्टर्स हैं उनका क्या रिएक्शन था उसके ऊपर अभी हम नजर डालेंगे, देखेंगे कि उन्होंने इस गेम को किस पीओवी से देखा।
टीम फ्लैश वो टीम थे जो टॉप 3 में थे, उनको उन्होंने बाहर किया है। एक बहुत ही अच्छा एग्जीक्यूशन फ्रॉम द साइड ऑफ आरआरक्यू, और जो लेगेसी के बारे में कुछ देर पहले बात हो रही थी, आई थिंक मुझे लगता है कि उसको वापस लेके आने का वक्त आ चुका है।
100% मतलब जो बॉटम हाफ से निकलने की शुरुआत इस पर्टिकुलर इरांगल में की गई है आरआरक्यू की तरफ से, उसे अगर वो आगे कंटिन्यू रखेंगे तो सेफ रख सकते हैं, अपने आप को सर्वाइवल स्टेज की तरफ लेके जा सकते हैं, क्योंकि टू बी ऑनेस्ट टॉप 5 नॉट इम्पॉसिबल, बट उसके लिए बैक टू बैक चिकन, और जो मोमेंटम चल रहा है उसके साथ तो वो पॉसिबल नहीं लग रहा आरआरक्यू के लिए। बट यस अपने आप को सर्वाइवल स्टेज में आरआरक्यू अपने एक अच्छा पेस बनाए। रिवाइवल आई थिंक सक्सेसफुल हो चुका है। सर्कल का शिफ्ट देखिए, वो भी नॉर्दर्न साइड आता हुआ। आरू कितने ज्यादा खुश होंगे इस पॉइंट पे कि हमने जो सोचा था, हमने जो किया, वो सब चीजें हमारे लिए फेवर करता हुआ जीत सकते हैं। फलक काफी कंट्रोल में दिखे, फिनिशर्स यहाँ पे सिक्योर किए, बट निग्मा गैलेक्सी की एंट्री होती हुई इसके लिए तैयार नहीं थे। यहाँ पे 4 टाइम जंप करके वो कनेक्शन बन सकता है कि उन्हें टेक डाउन किया गया, कंफर्म भी किया जाएगा पूरे तरीके से। 4th टाइम आउट नंबर होते हुए सामने की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। ग्रेनेड से ही पहले प्लेयर को डाउन कर देंगे, और अब पेट्रोल को देखिए कहाँ पे प्लान करके रखा गया, हालांकि ये जो प्लान था सक्सेसफुल हुआ नहीं, पॉसिबल है।
एंड देखिए मुझे लगता है कि अभी भी पूरा काम इम्पॉसिबल ही है, क्योंकि अकेले खिलाड़ी हैं, ओपन में दौड़ रहे हैं, 3v1 का सिनेरियो है, और उसी के साथ समाप्त भी है। टीम आरआरक्यू बॉटम 3 से ये मुकाबला जीत के अपना जगह बनाते हुए देखने के लिए मिलेंगे वो क्वालिफिकेशन में, जहां से वो सर्वाइवल स्टेज तक तो बहुत।
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
आखिरी 3 मैचेस बचे हैं अब ग्रुप ए के ग्रुप स्टेजेस के जर्नी में। पता चलेगा वो कौन से 5 नाम रहेंगे जो यहाँ से आगे ग्रैंड फाइनल्स पहुंचेंगे और कौन से वो 3 नाम रहेंगे जो घर वापस लौटते हुए नजर आएंगे। लेकिन स्टोरी बोर्ड के ऊपर हमारी नजर डालते हैं। ओवरऑल लीडर बोर्ड आ चुका है हमारे आगे। ओरंगुटान 85 पॉइंट्स, सबको लग रहा है कि 85 पॉइंट्स पे कट ऑफ जाएगी एंड आई थिंक दिस हैज बिकम द फर्स्ट टीम टू मेक इट। क्या कहना है मिस्टर शर्मा?
अभी के लिए ये कहा जा सकता है, लेकिन इसका ये मतलब भी नहीं कि आप आने वाले गेम्स को एकदम बेसिक्स की तरह ले लें कि नहीं कोई दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं, आपको आने वाले गेम्स में भी परफॉर्म करना है। बट ऑरोरा गेमिंग के लिए ये चीज रही है, इसके पहले जब इस टीम का नाम कुछ और रहा था तब भी ये टीम शुरुआती क्षणों के अंदर क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पाती थी। कर जाए तो अच्छा है, लेकिन अगर नहीं कर पाते हैं तो मैं जस्ट ये कहने वाला हूं कि आगे जा करके ये बाकी टीमों की सर्वाइवल स्टेज में बहुत पिटाई करने वाले हैं। थोड़ा बच के, बट थंडर टॉक दुख है, दर्द है।
आपकी एक आइकॉनिक लाइन थी ना, कितने वर्ड्स थे उसमें?
इतने जिनके इतने पॉइंट्स हैं।
ठीक है, चलिए थंडर टॉक के बारे में आपने बहुत ज़्यादा टीटी ही कर दिया एक तरह से। बट दूसरी एक और टीम है जो जैसा बाबा कहते हैं ना, अर्श से फर्श तक का सफ़र ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो तय करने वाला। मैं यहाँ पे गीके की बात कर रहा हूँ। मेजी आपसे जानना चाहूँगा, चिकन डिनर होने के बावजूद भी बॉटम 3 से ज़्यादा ऊपर नहीं है।
आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं?
नहीं, मैं बस ये कह रहा था गया।
अच्छा,
गुड बाय हो गया।
पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ठीक है, फर्स्ट मैच में उन्होंने चिकन डिनर निकाला जरूर, पर उसके बाद अगर आप कंसिस्टेंसी की बात करते हैं तो वो कहीं पर भी दिखाई नहीं दी। एक भी सिंगल मैच ऐसा नहीं था जहां शायद वो पहले राउंडों की झलक दिखाई दी हो। आप जीके को गोट से जरूर थोड़ा सा तुलना उनसे कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि गोट भी उसी प्रकार से खेल रही है, पर कम से कम वो सर्वाइवल गेम प्ले उनका चल रहा है और वहां से वो पॉइंट्स निकाल रहे हैं और अभी भी टॉप 5 के अंदर बने हुए हैं।
जी बिल्कुल, आई थिंक गोट तो चलिए एक अच्छी पोजीशन बना के रखे हुए हैं अपने लिए, और देखना ये है कि आज के दिन का परफॉर्मेंस उनका कैसा रहता है। बिकॉज कल जिस तरह मोमेंटम पिक किया था, 2 चिकन डिनर्स इन्होंने निकाले थे सेम डे के अंदर, वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा इंप्रेसिव रन उनकी रही थी। बट और कोई फैक्ट्स मिस्टर शर्मा हमारे लिए अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर लॉबी, थंडर टॉक और साथ ही साथ अरोरा के बारे में तो आप बता चुके हैं, बट एनी अदर टीम?
मैं तो मतलब बस मेजी के साथ कुछ बातों से सहमति रख के बैठा हूँ। जब हम बैक स्टेज बातें कर रहे थे, मेजी मतलब डे लव से भरा हुआ है ऐसे अगर बात करी जाए। एंड इतने लवली डे में टीम्स का इतना कमाल का प्रदर्शन है, लेकिन बहुत से ऐसे नाम अभी भी हैं जो शायद कोशिश कर सकते हैं कि वो टॉप 5 में घुसे। दिक्कतें अभी भी देखिए होने जरूर वाली हैं, बट आई थिंक ओजी, आपने वो बात नहीं करी थी जब मैंने कहा था कि हैज ओजी डन इट ऑन 85। मैंने तो कहा था हाँ, अकॉर्डिंग टू यू, क्या अभी भी
मैं गोट के साथ हूँ।
आप गोट के साथ हो? मेजी बहुत सेफ नहीं खेलने लगा, आपको लगता है?
नहीं, मेजी ही तो सबसे ज्यादा बड़े अंगारों पे चल रहे हैं। आपको नहीं, पूरे देश को पता है।
सारा भार मैंने ही उठा रखा है।
और इस समय पूरा देश आपके साथ है कि आप भी गोट को इसी तरह सपोर्ट करते रहे।
जी हाँ, और साथ में फ्यूरिया, अभी वो लोग बहुत ज्यादा पीछे हैं। एटलीस्ट मैं इस बात से खुश हूँ कि 3 में से 1 प्रेडिक्शन सही चल रही है, फ्लैश ऊपर चल रहे हैं। मेरी टॉप 3 प्रेडिक्शन थी, फ्यूरिया को मैंने विनर बोला था, थंडर टॉक को मैंने सेकंड पे रखा था, फ्यूरिया को मैंने थर्ड पे, फ्लैश को मैंने थर्ड पे रखा था। फ्लैश थोड़ी सी लाज उन्होंने बचाई हुई है, बाकी जो दो हैं वो थोड़ा सा नीचे। थंडर टॉक का सफर समाप्त हो रहा है, ये तो पक्की बात है।
मैं तो ये बोलना चाहूंगा कि हमारी टीम्स के साथ आपका भी इंटरनेशनल परफॉर्मेंस काफी बढ़िया जा रहा है।
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे खेलना चाहिए और खेलना चाहिए, और मैं वहां जाके खेलूं तो और मजा आएगा।
पैनल हो जहां मेजी और मैक्समैन साथ में बैठे हैं, खत्म।
मजा आएगा अगर ये देखने को मिलेगा।
देखिए, ये कंपैरिजन कहीं से सही नहीं है।
आप गोट हैं।
Messi is much greater than Maxman.
Yes, आप गोट हैं। देखिए, आप स्वयं मतलब
मैं तो अपनी टीम बना रहा था।
आप एक गेमिंग स्टार भी हैं, आप गोट भी हैं, आपकी सारी टॉक में थंडर है, तो आई एम श्योर
सीधा मेजी को लिंक अप करते हुए देखते हैं कि अगली कौन सी वो टीम रहेगी जिसके साथ मेजी जाएंगे। कल के दिन का इंतजार रहेगा, ग्रुप चेंज होंगे। बट फिलहाल हमारे पास पिछली गेम्स की हाइलाइट्स आई हैं। मेजी जैसा आपने कहा, फ्लैश उन्होंने इस गेम के अंदर काफ़ी ज़्यादा अच्छा खेला, बट आई थिंक ये जो एंगल का मैप था, इस पे RRQ की थोड़ी डिस्कशन बनती है। बिकॉज कुछ देर पहले ओशन ने इनफैक्ट ये मेंशन किया था, हम लोग बैक स्टेज बात भी कर रहे थे। RRQ पहले एक लेगेसी होती थी इस नाम के साथ जुड़ी हुई, वो लेगेसी ओवर द इयर्स फेड अवे हो गई, और आज के दिन की शुरुआत ही इतने बुरे हालात में हुई थी कि बॉटम 3 में बैठी थी। जल्दी से कुछ चंद शब्द RRQ के इस कमबैक पे।
आई थिंक ये कमबैक इनको एक वेकअप कॉल देता है। उस वेकअप कॉल के अंदर इनको ये समझना पड़ेगा कि किस तरीके से, क्योंकि जैसे हमने बात करी है उन लेगेसीज की, वो लेगेसी कैरी फॉरवर्ड करता है ये नाम, और ऐसे और भी नाम है जो करते हैं।
एग्जैक्टली लेगेसी काफी सारे नाम हैं जिन्होंने बिल्ड करी है, वो कैरी फॉरवर्ड करते हैं और उन्हीं में से एक नाम जिसने लेगेसी बनाई थी जब वो खेलते थे कंपेटिटिव सर्किट के अंदर वाज रेगलटॉस। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, इस समय उनके साथ जुड़ने का मौका मिला स्पीरो को, तो जानते हैं क्या बातचीत रही।
हेलो एवरीवन, मेरा नाम है स्पीरो और मैं इस समय हूँ EWC अरीना में रेगलटॉस के साथ फ्रॉम SHUL। रेगलटॉस आप एक e-स्पोर्ट्स प्लेयर रह चुके हैं एंड हमारे जो प्लेयर्स हैं इंडिया के जो इस बार खेल रहे हैं, पहली बार ऐसा लग रहा है डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं, कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
काफ़ी होलसम मोमेंट है। आई थिंक सब इंडियन फैन के लिए होलसम मोमेंट रहेगा क्योंकि इंडिया का टीम जितनी बार भी ग्लोबल पे आया थोड़ा हमेशा डाउन ही रहा है, बट इस बार इन लोगों ने अपना फ्लैग ऊपर रखा है। आई होप ये लोग टॉप 6 आना, आई थिंक
टॉप 5 आना,
टॉप 5। आई होप ये लोग क्वालिफाई हो जाए। 4 मैचेस और बचे हैं, मेरा पूरा मैं रूट कर रहा हूँ कि OG क्वालिफाई हो जाए।
बट इजंट इट ऑसम कि हर बार हम 13-14 के लिए लड़ रहे होते थे, टॉप 10 में आने के लिए लड़ रहे होते थे, अभी नंबर 1 पे चल रहे हैं। दैट्स अमेजिंग राइट।
आई थिंक OG को मतलब मेरे को तो OG को देखकर काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है क्योंकि OG को एक स्लॉट के लिए फाइट करना था यहाँ पे आने के लिए एंड वो प्रूव कर रहे हैं कि दे आर डिजर्विंग एंड बहुत ही मतलब अमेजिंग लग रहा है कि इंडिया की टीम टॉप पे है, वो भी टॉप 5-4 नहीं 1 पे नाम देखते ना जब फ्लैग के साथ, तो काफ़ी अच्छा लगता है एज अ प्लेयर भी।
एब्सोल्युटली। एनी मैसेज फॉर द फैंस?
OG फैंस,
एवरी इंडियन फैन।
आई थिंक वो लोग भी वही फील कर रहे हैं जो मैं फील कर रहा हूँ। आई होप बस इस बार वो गलती ना करें, 4 मैच में वो मेंटेन रखें और बस वही है।
थैंक यू सो मच रेगलटॉस हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए। इट वाज अमेजिंग टू टॉक विद यू।
थैंक यू।
मैच के दौरान रेगलटॉस जिन्होंने सपोर्ट दिखाया OG के लिए, आई थिंक खुद भी एक प्रोफेशनल प्लेयर रह चुके हैं, हैज प्लेड ऑन द हाईएस्ट स्टेज डोमेस्टिक सर्किट के अंदर, अपना खुद का भी एक नाम बनाया। अभी फिलहाल जिस तरह से हर एक क्लब जो इंडिया की तरफ से EWC के अंदर है, दे आर जस्ट रूटिंग फॉर OG, दे आर डूइंग रियली वेल। गॉड लाइक का भी दिन आने वाला है, उनके लिए भी देखना होगा कि कैसा ये सफर रहता है। बट फिलहाल मेजी आखिरी 3 गेम्स बचे हैं, 4 कहा था बट अभी 3 बचे हैं, एक और गेम खत्म हो चुका है। एक रैंगल 2 मीरामार, आप दोनों की ही उम्मीद एक ही चीज की कि रैंगल पे एक और चिकन डिनर आ जाए, तो एक बार फिर से हम कोई से
हम गोट के साथ
आप गोट।
देखिए जॉनी, बात ऐसी है, बिल्कुल घर जैसी है क्योंकि घर की ही बात है, तो जब घर की बात है तो फिर यहाँ पर ऐसे दूसरों की बातें क्यों करना, हम गोट की बात कर सकते हैं।
गोट की बात
बढ़िया खेल रहे हैं और उनका परफॉर्मेंस बढ़िया चल रहा है। बट अगर आप बाकी सारे टीम्स की भी बात करें, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जी हाँ, रैंगल पे अगर चिकन डिनर आ जाए तो फिर मजा ही आ जाए क्योंकि निग्मा गैलेक्सी खेल भी बढ़िया रही है।
अब ये जो एक साइड लाइंस को मुड़ जाते हैं ना, मतलब मजा तो आ रहा है। आप खुद गोट हैं।
मुझे लगा गोट की बात कर रहे हैं, फिर बोला निग्मा गैलेक्सी ही चिकन डिनर निकाल दे। चलिए मेजी, आई थिंक आप बाकी टीम्स को जितना सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं हम चाहेंगे करते रहिए। बस फ्यूरिया के हालात हम सब देख सकते हैं ओवरऑल लीडर बोर्ड के ऊपर। अब देखना ये कि आखिरी जो 3 मैचेस बचे हैं, एक आखिरी रैंगल का मैप रहेगा ग्रुप A के, और उसके बाद आखिरी 2 मीरामार के ग्रुप स्टेजेस की जर्नी के, ये कैसे रहेंगे। बट अगले मुकाबले से पहले हम लोग भी जल्दी से चलेंगे, प्लेयर्स तैयार है तो चलते हैं हमारे कमेंटेटर्स के पास फॉर द नेक्स्ट मैच। लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, गाइस आर रेडी?
जी हाँ देव,
करना। बट ई-स्पोर्ट्स वर्ल्ड कप है ये, और यहाँ पर सर्कल कुछ अलग थलग ना बने, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? टीम फ्लैश के प्लेयर्स ऑलरेडी कोशिश करते हुए कि कुछ वैल्यू कन्वर्ट कर पाए, और इसके लिए तो सबसे ज्यादा मुसीबतें रही हैं। जब सर्कल ही आसमान की तरफ बना तो फ्लाइट बात दूर है, और एक और बार वो कोशिश करते हुए कि एक्सपोर्ट के अगेंस्ट इस बार वैल्यू निकाली जाए। हालांकि पिछली बार जब ऐसा कुछ हुआ था तो ओजी के प्लेयर्स ने बहुत बढ़िया पलटवार किया था और टीम फ्लैश को भारी नुकसान हुआ था। ऐसा कुछ हुआ था तो ओजी के प्लेयर्स ने बहुत बढ़िया पलटवार किया था और टीम फ्लैश को भारी नुकसान हुआ था। आप जानते थे कि अगर रोड के सहारे अपने आप को आगे लेकर गए तो मे बी वहां पर फाइट हो सकती है। बिल्कुल शोर एरिया से रोटेट करके नदन एक्सेस सी बिल्डिंग पर अपने आप को लेकर आते हैं। बहुत उम्दा वो रोटेशन हमें देखने को मिली। बट वहीं पर जब हम बात करते हैं औरोरा गेमिंग की, देखिए चर्चाएं उनके बारे में बहुत सारी बनती हैं। ऐसा लगता है कि आज के दिन इस टीम के साथ वो किस्मत नहीं है। जब वो सिवरनी जाते हैं तो सर्कल नीचे चला गया, मिलिट्री बेस का वो सर्कल था, और हम सब जानते हैं कि औरोरा गेमिंग ये वो टीम है जो मिलिट्री बेस को अपना प्राइमरी ड्रॉप बनाकर रखती है। और इस बार आप देखिए, इस बार वो मिलिट्री बेस गए हैं और सर्कल ऊपर जा चुका है। हर बार उनकी अग्नि परीक्षा चलती हुई, और आज के दिन के मैचेस भी टीम औरोरा गेमिंग के लिए उतने बेहतर साबित नहीं हुए हैं। निग्मा गैलेक्सी की बात करें, कल का दिन जरूर बेहतर देखने को मिला, बट आज के दिन निग्मा गैलेक्सी उतना अच्छा नहीं देखने को मिली। मात्र 3 मैचेस में 15 पॉइंट उन्होंने कमाए हैं। अभी भी एक बड़ा गेम चाहिए ताकि आप दोबारा से टॉप 5 की रेस में आ सके।
निग्मा गैलेक्सी की कहानी कल से ही शुरू हो गई थी, जहां पे हर बार एक कदम दूर रह जाते थे वो उस विनर चिकन डिनर से। हाँ, आई नो इस स्टेज पे आपकी कंसिस्टेंसी बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करती है, एंड यू नो बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करता है कि आप किस हिसाब से आपके पॉइंट्स साथ में लेके चल रहे हो। क्योंकि अगर आप 4th राइव्स की बात करो तो एक भी चिकन डिनर नहीं है इस टीम के पास, बट ओवरऑल स्टैंडिंग्स पे दूसरे पायदान पे बैठी है ये टीम। तो इस तरीके का अगर आपका परफॉर्मेंस है, हम सब जानते हैं कितना बेहतरीन आप खेल रहे हो। बट निग्मा गैलेक्सी वंस अगेन, जब आप थ्रोएबल्स के प्रदर्शन की बात करते हो तो निग्मा गैलेक्सी जिस प्रकार से वो फाइट लेती है, जिस प्रकार से उनके थ्रोएबल्स आते हैं, तारीफ करने वाली वो भी एक बात है। बट वंस अगेन अगर हम ओवरऑल इस पूरे सिचुएशन की बात करें तो अभी के लिए आपको आना है टॉप 5। अगर आपको सीधा यहाँ से ग्रैंड फाइनल्स के लिए क्वालिफाई करना है, आप 6 से 13वें पायदान पे अगर आते हो तो आप जाते हो सर्वाइवल स्टेज पे। बट अगर आप आते हो लास्ट 3 दैट इज 14th, 15th या 16th पे तो आप सीधा घर जाओगे। एंड जितना बड़ा ये स्टेज है, जिस चीज़ की हम हमेशा बात करते हैं, यहाँ से घर जाना मेहनत तो बहुत करनी पड़ेगी आगे बढ़ने के लिए।
मलाल बहुत ज्यादा रहेगा कि आप ग्लोबल लॉबी पर आए, वहां तक आपने अपने आप को दर्शाया, वर्ल्ड कप आपको खेलने को मिला, बट वहां पर आप परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाए। आरआर की पिछले मैच में बढ़िया वो चिकन निकाला गया, हालांकि उनके बाकी मैचेस उतने अच्छे नहीं गए और उसके बलबूते पे अभी वो टीम 11वें स्थान पर देखने को मिलती है। बट 4th राइव्स, जैसा कि आपने भी चर्चाएं करी कि कोई भी चिकन उनके पास नहीं, बट अभी भी वो एक बहुत अच्छी पोजीशन में बैठे हुए हैं। 83 पॉइंट्स हैं और लगभग अब यहाँ से 10 से लेकर 12 पॉइंट भी वो निकालते हैं तो ईजिली अपने आप को डायरेक्ट ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में लेकर जाएंगे। और देखिए, पुराने अगर आप टूर्नामेंट्स उठाकर देखते हैं तो 4th राइव्स के लिए बहुत मुसीबतें रही हैं। मैं लास्ट ई स्पोर्ट्स वर्ल्ड कप की भी बात करूं तो वहां पर भी #7 वो देखने को मिले। लीग स्टेज में अच्छा परफॉर्म किया गया, बट फाइनल्स के समय पे उनके लिए मुसीबतें बड़ी थी। उसके अलावा अगर आप उनके हाल फिलहाल के और भी टूर्नामेंट्स उठाते हैं, ग्लोबल चैंपियनशिप उठाते हैं, वहां पर लीग स्टेज में पहला दिन बहुत अच्छा खेला था, दूसरे दिन थोड़ी सी मुसीबतें बड़ी थी। मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था कि कहीं ऐसा दोबारा से देखने को ना मिले, और वो नहीं हुआ। 4th राइव्स आज के दिन लगभग अपनी कंसिस्टेंसी को बरकरार रखती हुई नजर आई। बट ओजी रॉक जैसा एरिया जहां पर वो बटोरते हुए और उल्फ के प्लेयर चिंताएं तो इनके लिए भी बहुत सारी हैं, क्योंकि ये वो टीम है जिससे सबको उम्मीदें थी कि हाँ ये टीम बेहतर परफॉर्म करेगी।
अभी भी चांसेस है कि उल्फ की टीम यहाँ से सर्वाइवल स्टेज की तरफ आगे बढ़े। तब देखने वाली बात है कि आज के दिन के जो आखिरी 3 मुकाबले हैं ये किस प्रकार से रहते हैं इनके लिए। गी के ई स्पोर्ट्स, अभी भी याद है कि जिस दिन हमने शुरुआत की थी इस टूर्नामेंट के साथ, जिस दिन हमने चर्चा की थी, वो रोंडो का पहला मुकाबला था जहाँ पे गीके ने अपना एक विनर चिकन डिनर निकाला था। बट उसके बाद अगर आप इनकी परफॉर्मेंस की बात करें तो वो कंसिस्टेंसी हमें नज़र नहीं आई है। कंटिन्यूसली मैचेस इनके इतने अच्छे नहीं जाते हुए, एंड अभी भी ये टीम टॉप 10 के अंदर भी नहीं है। यानी जो कंसिस्टेंसी जिसकी हम हमेशा से बात करते हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी। बट ओजी के विज गॉड थोड़े शॉट्स आए ज़रूर उन पे गीके के एक खिलाड़ी के तरफ से, बट डैमेज कुछ भी नहीं।
गीके के प्लेयर्स आप कह सकते हैं कि पहला मैच जहां पर उन्होंने पूरे जोर शोर से अपनी शुरुआत ली, बट बाकी गेम्स उनके लिए उतने अच्छे नहीं रहे। और जैसा कि आपने भी चर्चाएं करी कि टॉप 10 के बाहर देखने को मिलते हैं, और ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा कंसर्निंग फैक्टर है कि आपके पास एक चिकन है और उसके बाद वो कंसिस्टेंसी आपके पास नहीं है। और कई सारी टीम्स के लिए एक लेसन भी है, ये एक सबक भी है कि केवल चिकन निकालने से सब कुछ नहीं होता, बाकी सारे मैचेस में भी आपको कंसिस्टेंट रहना पड़ता है। थोड़ी सी देर में हमें वो सर्कल की एक नई करवट बनती हुई नजर आएगी। निग्मा गैलेक्सी चाहेंगे कि आज के दिन वो चिकन निकाला जाए जो कल के दिन वो नहीं बटोर पाए थे। पर लीजिए, मात्र 8 सेकंड का समय शेष और उसके बाद सर्कल की वो करवट किस प्रकार से हमें देखने को मिलती है, कौन सी टीम्स किस एरिया पर होल्ड करती हुई नजर आती हैं। बट आप अगर देखें तो लगभग सारी टीम सेंट्रिक अप्रोच रख रही है, कोई भी टीम इस टाइम पे लेट रोटेशन नहीं देना चाहती।
जानते हैं वो कि लेट रोटेशंस, वो भी यासनाया अगर आपको घुसना है तो फिर कितनी ज़्यादा दिक्कत दे सकता है। अभी के लिए आप देखिए अलुला, उन्होंने भी अपना रास्ता तय कर लिया है। एक्स रिजेक्ट की अगर आप बात करेंगे, एक्सपोज रिजेक्ट की, तो वो भी ऑन द वे। सेंटर की जब आप बात करोगे तो आपको फ्यूरिया नज़र आती है सेंटर में, एक टीम जिसकी चर्चा हमने काफ़ी की, अभी 9वें पायदान पे है। 55 टोटल पॉइंट्स इस टीम के पास रहने वाले हैं। तब देखना ये कि इस मैच से कितना ज़्यादा कन्वर्ट कर पाती है। अगर आप ओवरऑल सिचुएशंस देखेंगे, सारी टीम्स ऑलरेडी आ चुकी है जोन के अंदर।
ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे मैं लास्ट सर्कल को देख रहा हूँ, ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे रेंगल का वो जो हमने सेकंड लास्ट गेम देखा था, आज के दिन का पहला गेम देखा था, कुछ उसी प्रकार का ये सर्कल बना है। केआरएक्स के प्लेयर ऑलरेडी अपने आप को मेंशन हिल कंपाउंड के आसपास लेकर आते हैं। लिक्विड कंपाउंड पे टीम 4 थ्राइव्स के प्लेयर आईक्यू को लगभग उस रिच के पास रखा गया और थंडर टॉक गेमिंग उनके बहुत ज्यादा करीब। हाल फिलहाल के टूर्नामेंट के परफॉर्मेंस की चर्चाएं करें तो शायद ऐसा लगता है कि टीटी के प्लेयर्स को गिराना बहुत आसान है। आप अगर चाहें तो वहां से फिनिशेस उठा सकते हैं। और आज के दिन या फिर कल के दिन की बात करें तो टीटी अकेली ऐसी टीम है जिन्होंने अभी तक 10 के आंकड़े को पार नहीं किया एक भी मैच में।
थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा कि किस प्रकार से ये मैच रहता है। बट अभी के लिए फाइट्स की जो है शुरुआत हो चुकी है वहाँ पे। अगर आप बात करोगे गेमिंग स्टार्स, इनके लिए दिक्कत है, यूसुफ को ऑलरेडी डाउन है। टीम फ्लैश इनके तरफ से वो ग्रेनेड गया जरूर था। मेनियक को रिवाइवल की प्रक्रिया जो इसकी शुरुआत कर रहे हैं। बट आप विन को देखिए किस प्रकार से कंटिन्यूस ग्रेनेड आके जा रहे हैं। फायदा उसका कुछ खास यहाँ पे हो नहीं रहा है। एंड वहीं पे अगर आप टीम फ्लैश की बात करते हो, उन्होंने अपना एक प्लेयर ऑलरेडी गंवा दिया है। थोड़ा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। ज़्यूस वो भी आगे आने का प्रयास जरूर कर रहे हैं, बट गेमिंग स्टार्स के खिलाड़ी काफ़ी विजिबिलिटी बहुत ज़्यादा कम रहने वाली है। और ये एक ग्रेनेड स्टोरीज बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से चेंज कर सकता है। मोलोटॉफ आया ज़रूर, थोड़ा सा डिले करेंगे उस फ्लाइट को, बट थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा इस खिलाड़ी को। स्क्वॉश वो आगे बढ़ने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। खिलाड़ी सामने मौजूद शॉट्स लेने का प्रयास किया गया, कनेक्शन अभी भी नहीं मिला। एंड पहला नॉक वापस से मिलता हुआ टॉप्स को डाउन किए जाने वाले हैं। टीम फ्लैश इनके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा दिक्कत है। बट वहीं पे गेमिंग स्टार्स उनका एक आखिरी बचा हुआ खिलाड़ी रोलेक्स, उन्हें भी कर दिया गया टेक डाउन। एंड इसी के साथ टीम फ्लैश 5 फिनिशेस मिले, अपना एक प्लेयर गवाया, बट जो रिवाइवल की प्रक्रिया है वो भी पूरी हो जाएगी।
बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी थे ये सारे अंक बटोरने। आज के दिन पहले मैच में 16 अंक निकाले, लास्ट गेम में 17 अंक निकाले और चाहते हैं कि इस चौथे मैच में भी वो अराउंड 10 के आंकड़े को क्रॉस करें ताकि वो टॉप 5 की कंसिस्टेंसी हमें देखने को मिले। सर्कल जिस प्रकार से बना, फ्यूरिया के प्लेयर्स वो रोटेशन के दौरान टीम्स को परेशान करना चाहते
हैं। यार कितना मस्त लग रहा है ना भाई, ओजी अपना इंडिया को #1 पे देखते हैं।
एक बढ़िया नेड बेबी को
ओए
बाहर कर सकता है। लीजिए वो बहुत बढ़िया नेड आता हुआ। एक्सफोर्स रिजेक्ट मुसीबतों में, देखते ही देखते पल भर में, क्षण भर में एक पूरी टीम को इस गेम से बाहर करते हुए एक्सफोर्स रिजेक्ट उनका समापन होता हुआ।
के ई स्पोर्ट्स बहुत ज्यादा बेहतरीन था वो, और बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी भी। अपना एक प्लेयर
सब
गवा चुकी है ये टीम, बट इस वक्त जिस चीज की सबसे ज्यादा जरूरत है उन्हें, वो रहेंगे वो अंक। एक एक अंक ही सही, बट वो बहुत 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 ज्यादा जरूरी रहेंगे उनके लिए। वहीं पर अगर हम थोड़ी सी चर्चा लेके जाए ऑल गेमर्स की तरफ भी, तो 50 अंक है अभी के लिए इनके पास। सेफ मैं नहीं कहूंगी कि ये टीम अभी भी रहने वाली है, क्योंकि
आई थिंक से कट ऑफ जाने वाला है
यहाँ से 3 मुकाबलों में कुछ
90
भी हो सकता है। एक
90 नहीं तो 100 जाएगा कट ऑफ।
स्टेज से बाहर करके सीधा घर भेज सकता है।
अरे नहीं नहीं नहीं, आज डे 2 आज बोल सकते हैं 100 पा रहे तो यानी कि 120 कट ऑफ जाएगा।
अगर मैं इंजीनियर, क्योंकि अगर आपके पास 2 बचे हुए मुकाबले हैं और आप
99% कह रहा हूँ मैं, ऑन स्ट्रीम कह रहा हूँ।
समाप्ति हो चुकी है, तो यहाँ से
कट ऑफ विल बी 120 125, 120 से 125 के बीच का जाएगा, तो उससे ज़्यादा नहीं जाएगा। टॉप 5 का कट ऑफ कह रहा हूँ मैं।
वो परफॉर्मेंस हमें देखने को नहीं मिला और लगभग आप ये कह सकते हैं कि सफर समाप्त हो चुका है, क्योंकि ये तो चौथा गेम है। इसके बाद आपके पास उतना टाइम नहीं होगा, बट अलुला डॉल्फिन के आसपास देखने को मिलती हुई,
अलुला
ऊपर हिल्स पे होल्ड करती हुई नजर आएगी। फ्लैश के प्लेयर्स यासनाया के इलाके को अब छोड़ के आगे बढ़ना होगा। फोर्थ हाइट्स के प्लेयर आपके बहुत ज्यादा करीब हो सकते हैं, बट कोर्ट के प्लेयर फलक के द्वारा किलर जो को बहुत आसानी से रोटेशन के दौरान पकड़ा गया और तुरंत वो कंफर्मेशन अपनी टीम को लाकर दे दिया गया।
फुल साइड पड़ा गया फलक।
बेगानी शादी में
अब्दुल्ला दीवाला
टॉपजी की तरफ से वो नॉक निकाला गया और शायद बचाना इतना आसान नहीं रहेगा, बट फ्लैश वो आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, कोशिश उनकी तरफ से जरूर की गई, बट फलक को सही समय पे
ज़्यूस जा रहा है
देने की कोशिश। बट मैं ज़्यूस के फ्लैंक को भी देखना चाहता हूँ, वो गए तो थे फ्लैंक पर।
टॉप्स पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं वहाँ पे कि वो जो कंफर्मेशन है वो आ जाए, बट अलग उनका जो रिवाइवल है वो भी हो जाएगा। नॉक बहुत बेहतरीन था, बट देखिए इस चीज में एक दिक्कत ये हो गई कि जो 4T के प्लेयर्स थे वो काफी ज्यादा नजदीक मौजूद है। जो की है वो यहाँ से उन्हें बचा लिया गया, बट टॉप्स उनका बचना नामुमकिन।
और इसको नॉक फिनिश डाल दिया भाई।
आप प्रयास कर रहे थे एक प्लेयर को फिनिश करने का, एक प्लेयर का फिनिश कंफर्म करने का, एंड वो चीज आपके फायदे में नहीं रहती हुई टॉप्स उन्हें डाउन किया गया। एंड मुझे तो बहुत कम उम्मीद है कि वहां से टॉप्स को बचाया जा सकता है।
मुश्किल रहेगा, बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल रहेगा, बट मैं फलक के लिए ज़रूर कहना चाहूँगा कि बाकी प्लेयर्स ने कितने सही समय पे उन्हें रिवाइवल देने की कोशिश की और वो रिवाइवल दे भी दिया गया। चारों प्लेयर के साथ वो टीम दोबारा से तैयार हो चुकी है। ऑलरेडी 2 टीम इस गेम से बाहर, बट सर्कल अपनी करवट को, अपनी रूपरेखाओं को एक और बार बदलने की कोशिश करता हुआ टीम गी के डेड सेंटर पे अपने आप को रखती हुई, सर्कल कहीं भी जाए गी के वो नाम हो सकता है जो अगले सर्कल में हमें देखने को मिलेगी। ओजी के पास वो फॉरेस्ट हिल देखने को मिलती है और लीजिए सर्कल का ये करवट मुझे याद दिलाता है जीसी 2022 की वो आखिरी गेम जहां पर S2G ने चिकन निकालकर अपने आप को चैंपियन बनाया था। बट अब देखने वाली बात ये रहेगी कि इस गेम में वो कौन सी टीम रहेगी जो अपने आप को चैंपियन बनाएगी। अल उला अपने आप को यासनाया पेट्रोल पंप के करीब लेकर आते हैं और उनके जस्ट सामने पिछले मैच की विनर चिकन डिनर टीम, उनके 2 प्लेयर्स को डाउन कर दिया गया। देखते देखते एक का कंफर्मेशन, क्विक अपने आप को डिफरेंट एंगल पे लेकर जाएंगे और अल उला के पास बढ़िया मौका, इन सारे फिनिशेस को अपने नाम करने का ट्रेस किया गया। शॉट दूसरी तरफ से और उनको भी इस गेम से बाहर कर दिया जाएगा। अल उला के पास वो 3 बढ़िया फिनिशेस। RRQ रफा दफा।
RRQ पिछले मुकाबले में लेके गई थी वो मैच अपने नाम पे, इस मैच में 14वें पायदान पे उन्हें कर दिया गया है बाहर। यानी अगर आप अंकों की बात करोगे RRQ के पास तो ज्यादा कुछ खास फायदा, मैं तो कहूँगी बिल्कुल ही फायदा नहीं हुआ है इस पूरे मुकाबले में। ये आखिरी के 3 मुकाबले बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है उन टीम्स के लिए जो 10वें पायदान से नीचे रहने वाले। बट अभी के लिए फ्यूरिया की फाइट हमें देखने को मिलेगी। एक खिलाड़ी कर दिए गए हैं नॉक, अभी भी प्लेयर आसपास मौजूद। अलुला के ये खिलाड़ी आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास, कनेक्शन निकालने का प्रयास रहेगा। चीफ वो डाउन है, अयाला वो आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। गाड़ी रहेगी उनके पास एंड उस गाड़ी के चलते वो बचकर तो निकल जाएंगे, पर वो गाड़ी पूरी तरीके से डैमेज हो चुकी है। अयाला उन्हें निकलना पड़ेगा उस गाड़ी से एंड वो जैसे ही निकलेंगे वो कर दिए जाएंगे मैच से बाहर। फ्यूरिया उनका भी सफर इस मैच पे यहीं पे समाप्त। बट आप बात कीजिए अल उला की 7 एलिमिनेशंस एंड जो रिवाइवल है वो भी हो जाएगा इंजीनियर।
लास्ट मैच आप कह सकते हैं, कुछ लास्ट मैचेस हैं और वहां पर अल उला कुछ अलग करना चाहती है, असंभव को संभव करना चाहती है। ऑलरेडी बॉटम 3 में टीम लगभग देखने को मिलती है और वहां से कमबैक करके अपने आप को टॉप 5 तक लेकर जाना इतना आसान नहीं, बट अगर आपके अंदर वो हुनर है, वो काबिलियत है, वो प्रवीणता है तो आप कर सकते हैं। अभी भी 3 मैचेस काफी हैं। हमने ऑलरेडी ओजी को देखा कल के दिन लास्ट गेम में चिकन डिनर, आज के दिन पहले मैच में चिकन डिनर, दूसरे मैच में 14 पॉइंट, मतलब 3 मैचेस में 55 पॉइंट्स उन्होंने कन्वर्ट किए थे। बाकी सारी टीम्स के पास भी वो अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि कुछ उस प्रकार से गेम दिखाएं, क्योंकि अभी भी 3 मैचेस बचे हुए हैं।
आप कहिए 2 मैचेस बचे हैं, क्योंकि एक मैच, इस मैच में तो ऑलरेडी हमारे पास ऐसी 5 टीम है जिनका सफर इस मुकाबले में ऑलरेडी
अलोला के लिए बात कर रहा था।
चलिए ठीक है, अलोला के लिए तो मान ही लेंगे, बट अभी के लिए तो शॉट्स उन पे भी आ रहे हैं और ई स्पोर्ट्स की तरफ से कोशिश थी वहां पर कि एक खिलाड़ी को टेक डाउन करे, बट राइट अपॉर्चुनिटी, राइट मोमेंट जो कि वो मिला नहीं। बट अगर आप जोन की भी थोड़ी सी बात करेंगे,
टीटी जा रही है वापस, जीएसटीआर जा रही है, रिजेक्ट जा रही है बाहर।
इंफॉर्मेशन है वो भी आ जाएगा। अल उला, ये जो गलती है ये बहुत ज्यादा महंगी पड़ेगी इन्हें।
दिस शेड में इंटरनेट
रुलाती हुई और एक-एक करके यासिर वो बाहर हुए, क्लॉज को भी शायद बचाना इतना आसान ना रहे, बट R38 और क्विक अभी भी देखने को मिलते हैं। सर्कल के अंदर एंट्री बनाना इतना आसान नहीं रहेगा और वहीं पर R38 ने एक प्लेयर को ड्राइव बाय करके जरूर नॉक किया। बिनी वो प्लेयर थे, क्लॉज का कंफर्मेशन ले लिया गया, बट आप इस ट्रेसिंग को देखिए, हॉक्सी क्या बढ़िया वो ट्रेसिंग
क्या
थी।
मारा भाई,
ड्रोन शॉट पे तुरंत वो नॉक निकाला गया। बट ने अपने प्लेयर्स ही बचाने होंगे। बिनी का नॉक आया था और कोशिश की जा रही है कि R38 कम से कम वो फिनिश अपनी टीम
दिखाओ ये कहाँ चल रहा है मेरा लाइव,
भी देखने को मिले, बट शायद
दिखा लाइव, दिखाओ तेरे को कहाँ चल रहा है।
के करीब पहुंच चुके हैं।
लीजिए, आप कह रहे थे
दिखा।
अलोला की बात कर रहे थे, आप अलोला की बात कर रहे थे इंजीनियर आपकी, उनके पास 3
दिखा दो एक बार, दिखा दो,
फिलहाल के लिए
वो देखने दे,
कह दीजिए, क्योंकि इस मैच में
मुझे तो लाइव देखने दे एक बार,
वो यहीं पे समाप्त हो जाने वाला है। ऑल गेमर्स अभी तक
दिखा दो एक बार, दिखा दो अभी तो एक लाइक तो मारने दे।
ढूंढ रही थी ये टीम अपने आप के लिए, बट वहीं पे मैपल उन्हें टेक डाउन कर दिया जा चुका है। 3 बचे हुए खिलाड़ी निग्मा गैलेक्सी के जो सेटन है वो काफी ज्यादा क्लोज मौजूद है, उनके पास बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन है इस पूरे सिचुएशन को लेके। थोड़े थ्रोएबल्स इस पूरी गेम को चेंज कर सकता है सेटन के लिए भी, बट वहीं पे गीके उनके लिए भी दिक्कतें होती हुई, ऑरोरा का ये वार गीके के लिए बहुत बहुत ज्यादा दर्दनाक साबित होता हुआ। एंड आप देखिए तो सही ऑरोरा के खिलाड़ियों को कितना ज्यादा एरिया है जो उन्होंने अपने पास रखा है।
वॉल्केनो हिल के आसपास अपने आप को अरोरा के प्लेयर्स रखते हुए उनके जस्ट नीचे वो जो छोटा सा एरिया देखने को मिलता है और वहां पर थंडर टॉक गेमिंग अपने आप को रखती हुई। बट जब हम बात करते हैं टीटी की और गेमर्स की, लगभग ये सेम टीम हमें देखने को मिली। गीके को भी आप काउंट कर लीजिए, क्योंकि गीके और ऑल गेमर्स ये 2 टीम है जिन्होंने पहले ही मैच में अच्छा खेला था, बट उसके बाद वो लगातार हमें डाउनफॉल देखने को मिलता हुआ नजर आया। बट दोनों ही टीम्स के पास अभी भी वो मौका है। गीके जहां पर 2 प्लेयर्स के साथ इस मैच में सर्वाइव करती हुई, बट ऑल गेमर्स अपने 4 प्लेयर्स के साथ है। बट ये वो मोमेंट जहां पर ये 3 टीम्स एक दूसरे के बीच में इन्वॉल्व होना चाहती है। नेट तो बेहतर है, शायद मौका बनाए। इंपैक्ट तो देखने को मिला, लगातार वो नेट की बारिश की जा रही है जिससे वो नॉक
फुक्समैन
निकाले
गया,
जा सकते हैं। फुक्समैन को डाउन कर दिया गया
गुड
नेट के द्वारा और शायद
गुड गया आपकी,
ये वो नेट हो सकता है जो एक और प्लेयर को डाउन किया। वो प्लेयर डाउन होते हुए फोर्स को भी घुटनों पे लाया जाएगा। मॉक्सी द सोलो प्लेयर फॉर हिज टीम,
मॉक्सी भी गया
करते हुए कि अपने आप को बचा कर रख पाएंगे, बट
क्या
अरोरा के
कहा था
प्लेयर
गुड,
लगातार वो नेट्स और शायद
क्या नेट कर दिया भाई, क्या बारिश किया नेट का भाई।
टीम कोड इस मैच से बाहर जाते हुए
जरूरत भी नहीं पड़ी वहां पे उस टीम को आगे आने की। वो जो नेट का प्रहार था वही काफी था उस पूरी एक टीम को बाहर ले जाने के लिए, बट की के वो रुकी नहीं। अभी अरोरा के एक खिलाड़ी को कर दिया गया डाउन। केविन को आगे मौजूद कंफर्मेशन लेना चाहते, मिलेगा भी कंफर्मेशन, बट वहीं पे केविन को कर दिया जाएगा डाउन सोल। ये नेट बहुत सारी चीजें बदल सकता है। गीके, क्या ये नेट पूरी टीम को यहीं पे समाप्त कर देगा? बहुत बेहतरीन ये नेट केविन का कंफर्मेशन। गीके के ये खिलाड़ी अभी भी मौजूद। वहीं पे ओजी की अगर मैं बात करूं तो उनका सफर इस मैप में यहीं पे हो जाएगा समाप्त। गीके के ये एक बचे हुए खिलाड़ी, दिक्कतें बहुत ज्यादा। और ये आगे बढ़ना चाहती है, ये खत्म करना चाहती है उस एक बचे हुए खिलाड़ी को भी, एंड वो कर भी देगी। गीके उनके लिए भी ये मैच जो कि है वो यहीं पे समाप्त हो जाएगा। आखिरी बची हुई 7 टीम्स अभी भी हमारे साथ हैं। अरोरा 5 फिनिशेस है उनके पास, उनके खिलाड़ी को स्पॉट किया। डॉग अब ओपन एरियाज में है, आपको थोड़ा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा। डॉग को डाउन किया जहां पे वो प्रयास कर रहे थे किसी और को टेक डाउन करने का।
क्या आपने एरन की तरफ से वो स्प्रे देखा? व्हीकल से वो स्प्रे दिया गया और अरोरा के प्लेयर को उन्होंने डाउन किया। बहुत ही बेहतरीन वो स्प्रे देखने को मिलता हुआ नजर आया। बट अरोरा को लेकर आप सोचिए कि अभी तक उन्होंने उन्होंने 5 फिनिश निकाले हैं और वो पांचों फिनिश वो थ्रोएबल से देखने को मिले, जहां पर कोड को बाहर किया, कीके के वो 2 प्लेयर्स का कंफर्मेशन लिया। सियोल वो 2 फिनिश के साथ आने वाले समय में आगे बढ़ना होगा। अब इस वॉल्केनो हिल को छोड़कर सर्कल के अंदर एंट्री करनी होगी और जब आप डाउन हिल जाएंगे तो कई सारी टीम्स आपके लिए मुसीबतें बढ़ाएंगी। स्पेशली मैं थंडर टॉक को लेकर भी बात करना चाहता हूं। इस हट कंपाउंड पे अपने आप को सुरक्षित रखते हुए कितनी देरी तक आप सुरक्षित रख पाएंगे, ये भी एक सवाल। बट आप देखिए सर्कल मात्र 2 टीम, एक तरफ निग्मा गैलेक्सी और दूसरी तरफ टीम थंडर टॉक।
थंडर टॉक अपने आप को इस मैच में तो सुरक्षित रखेगी, बट इस टूर्नामेंट में क्या सुरक्षित रख पाएगी? क्योंकि आप देख रही है 25 पॉइंट्स है उनके पास। अगर मैं अभी ओवरऑल स्टैंडिंग्स देखूं इस मैच के पॉइंट्स को ना गिन के, तो अगर आप कैलकुलेशन भी लगाए तो आपको दोनों मैच में अच्छे अंकों के साथ वो चिकन डिनर निकालना पड़ेगा अगर आपको यहाँ से आगे बढ़ना है तो। एंड अगर आप इसी प्रकार से खेलोगे तो फिर तो देखिए वो चीज़ बस एक सपना रह जाएगी इस टीम के लिए। तो थंडर टॉक थोड़ा सा सोचना पड़ेगा उन्हें, बट वहीं पे फिर दोबारा से अरोरा गेमिंग, निग्मा गैलेक्सी हमारे सामने मौजूद है। लॉर्ड 3 फिनिशेस है इस टीम के पास और वो तीनों उस एक खिलाड़ी ने लाके दिए, बट उनके ये खिलाड़ी दिक्कतें उनके लिए होने वाली है। केआरएक्स के ये प्लेयर्स आ चुके हैं आगे, पहला नॉक निकालना बाकी है, वो निकलेगा भी। उल्फ का एक खिलाड़ी वो कर दिया गया डाउन, बट स्केयरफेस का नेड लेके जाएगा क्योंकि इसको भी अब यहाँ से दिक्कतें होने वाली है दोनों भी टीम के लिए। बट आप नेड्स का प्रहार तो देखिए, आप देखिए किस प्रकार से इस फाइट को कन्वर्ट करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। एरन वो भी डाउन हो चुके हैं। अब धीरे धीरे करके उल्फ के एक आखिरी बचे हुए खिलाड़ी है। रिवाइवल की प्रक्रिया वो शुरू तो जरूर करेंगे वहाँ पे, बट क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या वो समाप्त कर पाएंगे।
फोर्थ राइफ ने मौका बनाया, सही समय पे अपने प्लेयर्स को आगे भेजा और फलक वो प्लेयर है जो कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि पीछे से कवर दे पाए। केआरएक्स के प्लेयर वो भी वैल्यू निकालना चाहते हैं। कैथ ने एक कंफर्मेशन लिया, हुज़ैफा वो सही समय पे वहां पर जाते हैं और केआरएक्स के ट्रे का कंफर्मेशन लेकर टीम केआरएक्स को इस मैच से बाहर की तरफ रुखसत करते हैं। मात्र 6 टीम 21 प्लेयर इस गेम में, बट थंडर टॉक गेमिंग चारों प्लेयर्स की मैन पावर उनके पास, सर्कल का एक कॉर्नर उनका पास, बट अरोरा गेमिंग लगातार वो नेट्स का इस्तेमाल, सैटन को डाउन कर दिया गया, बट क्या ये फिनिश उनके पास आएगा? जी नहीं। आईक्यू ने वो फिनिश अपनी टीम को ला कर दिया, कैथ को भी बाहर कर दिया गया। दूसरी तरफ डॉक ने सैटन का कंफर्मेशन लिया, बट निग्मा गैलेक्सी राउट उनके ऊपर, सियोल का पलटवार, उनका भी कंफर्मेशन। मात्र 5 टीम 17 प्लेयर इस गेम में।
और ऑरोरा की अगर मैं बात करूं तो डॉक उन्हें भी वहां पे डाउन कर दिया गया। ऑरोरा उनके पास पूरा मौका था इस मैच में एक चिकन डिनर कन्वर्ट करने का, बट अब क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या डॉक को रिवाइवल जो कि है वो दे पाएंगे, क्योंकि सोल उनकी जो लोकेशन है वो कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो चुकी है। वहां से अब निग्मा गैलेक्सी से उनका बचना बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट। बट ओवरऑल सिचुएशंस की बात करें तो 4 थ्राइव्स ये एक कंटेंडर है इस विनर चिकन डिनर के लिए। नंबर्स का एडवांटेज है, वो सारी चीजें जो उन्हें चाहिए वो रहेगी उनके पास। थंडर टॉक उनके लिए शायद सर्वाइवल पॉइंट्स की एक कहानी रहेगी एंड ऑल गेमर्स अब देखना ये कि क्या वो कुछ बदलाव सिचुएशन में लाके दे पाएंगे। बट ज़ोल अभी तक देखिए प्रयास उनका है सर्वाइव करने का। हुज़ैफा वो गाड़ी लेके आगे जा चुके हैं, हुज़ैफा को कर दिया गया डाउन एंड 4 थ्राइव्स। देखते ही देखते उनके लिए भी ये दिक्कतें बढ़ती हुई। आईक्यू वो आगे मौजूद आखिरी बचे हुए खिलाड़ी, आईक्यू अपने टीम से प्रयास उनकी तरफ से रहेगा कि कुछ कन्वर्जन निकाले, बट ये कंटिन्यूस ग्रेनेड उनके लिए बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कतें लाते हुए। 4 थ्राइव्स पलक झपकते ये टीम का सफर इस मैच में यहीं पे समाप्त। आखिर हुआ तो हुआ क्या यहाँ पे?
एक अननेसेसरी फाइट 4 थ्राइव्स की तरफ से। चाहते तो वो इस फाइट को नहीं ले सकते थे, चाहते तो अपने आप को सर्कल के अंदर कवर के साथ रख सकते थे, व्हीकल का कवर बना सकते थे, बट जैसा कि उनके पास अंक ज्यादा है, शायद ये वो कारण था जिसके चलते उन्होंने एक गलत स्कैनिंग दिया और गेमर्स को मौका दिया कि आप आसानी से हमारे फिनिशेस उठा लीजिए। ज़ोल वो अकेले प्लेयर देखने को मिलते हैं जिनके ऊपर लगातार शॉट्स, और उसके अलावा ऑल गेमर्स का वो 4 प्लेयर ऊपर से भी कनेक्टिविटी ले सकते हैं। जब ज़ोल आगे जाएंगे शायद उन्हें विजन मिलेगा, क्योंकि थोड़ी देर पहले हमने देखा था औरोरा के जो वो एक प्लेयर थे उनका फिनिश वहां से ऑल गेमर्स ने ही बटोरा था। थंडर टॉक गेमिंग सर्कल अभी भी उनके पास। अब तो यहाँ पर टीटी अगर चिकन निकालती है तो शायद उनकी तरफ से एक अच्छा कमबैक हो। लगभग कमबैक तो आप ऑल गेमर्स का भी कह सकते हैं। इस मैच में चिकन डिनर टॉप 8 एटलीस्ट उन्हें लाकर दे सकता है।
50 अंकों पे है ये टीम। अगर मैं इस मैच के अंक ना मिलाऊं तो मौके तो है। देखिए मैं वही कहती हूँ कि एक मैच मैं कह रही हूँ, एक अंक आपके लिए आपकी पूरी कहानी जो की है वो बदल सकता है। हमने बहुत बार देखा है बदल दिए, बट ऑल गेमर्स उनकी तरफ से ये पुशाता वाली उन्हें ऑलरेडी देखोगे इसी को अपना जो घर है वो करना पड़ेगा प्लेयर्स को, क्योंकि ऑल गेमर्स वो आ चुके हैं आगे। लॉर्ड का यहाँ से बचना बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट, वो बाहर आएंगे उस मोलोटॉव के चलते, उन्हें कर दिया गया डाउन एंड अब ऑल गेमर्स यहाँ से बच पाना बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट। बट सबके बीच में लॉर्ड, उनका कंफर्मेशन। निग्मा गैलेक्सी, माफ कीजिएगा, निग्मा गैलेक्सी की मैं कहानी वहां पे कह रही थी, बट क्या बेहतरीन वो हमें रश देखने को मिला वहां पे ऑल गेमर्स की तरफ से। एंड वो जो कंपाउंड डिफेंड करने का प्रयास कर रहे थे निग्मा गैलेक्सी, वो बिल्कुल नहीं कर पाए।
और अब केवल 2 टीम 8 प्लेयर इस गेम में। इट्स अ 4v4 बैटल जहां पर दोनों ही टीम्स को कमबैक करना है। एक टीम जो टॉप 5 की रेस में अपने आप को लेकर आना चाहती है और एक टीम अपनी उम्मीदों को अभी भी जीवित रखना चाहती है। थंडरडॉग, ऑल गेमर्स वो अपने प्लेयर को रिवाइवल भी दे लेंगे। ये बहुत बड़ी बात होती है कि आपका प्लेयर रोटेशन के दौरान नॉक हुआ था, बट आप अपने प्लेयर को बचाने में कामयाब हो चुके हैं। थंडरडॉग धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ते हुए 7वां ये सर्कल, अभी भी कई सारे सर्कल बचे हुए हैं। ऑल गेमर्स की बात करें, सर्कल का बढ़िया कंट्रोल उनके पास। टीम थंडरडॉग गेमिंग वो भी डुअल फॉर्मेशन में अपने आप को तैयार कर चुकी है। सिटिंग अलग एरिया पर, जिंग उनके साथ, जिमी वो दूसरे एरिया पर देखने को मिलते हैं और सिटिंग को भी उस एंगल पे बुला लिया गया और शायद जिंग भी उस दिशा में अपने आप को लेकर जाएंगे। बट ऑल गेमर्स एक्सी, बढ़िया वो पोजीशन। फ्लावर एज चलना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी था, उनकी तरफ से वो 4 फिनिश निकाले गए। बट अब सवाल ये है कि क्या ये टीम इस मैच में चिकन डिनर निकाल पाएगी?
सवाल बहुत सारे हैं, पर जवाब अब देने वाली है ये 2 टीमें। ऑल गेमर्स 2 खिलाड़ी जो कि है इनके वो कंपाउंड के अंदर है, बट फ्लावर एज एंड न्यू की आप पोजीशन देखिए। वहीं पे जब आप बात करते हो जिंग की, तो वो अपने टीम से काफ़ी ज़्यादा दूर है। 3 खिलाड़ी जो कि है आपको टीटीजी के साथ में देखने को मिलेंगे। एक्सी जिस तरीके से उस दरवाजे के ऊपर खड़े थे, उनके पास इंफॉर्मेशन रहेगी ज़रूर, बट थ्रोएबल्स का उस एरिया तक पहुंचना शायद थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट हो जाए। जी हाँ, वो शॉट भी पड़ने वाला है, उस एग्जैक्ट लोकेशन तक उनके वो ग्रेनेड्स कनेक्ट होना बहुत ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट रहेगा। बट अभी भी इंतज़ार कर रही है कि इंतज़ार रहेगा उस अपॉर्चुनिटी का, उस एक गलती का। एंड अगर वो एक गलती आती है तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा भारी पड़ेगी इंजीनियर।
मैं तो ये देखना चाहता हूँ कि कहीं ल्यू कोई गलती ना कर दें, क्योंकि ल्यू के ऊपर जिंग प्रॉपर एंगल बनाकर बैठे हुए हैं कि अगर ल्यू वहाँ से उस पत्थर के कवर से उठते हैं तो ओपनिंग देने के बाद एंट्री की जाए, सर्कल के बड़े कंट्रोल को पकड़ा जाए। कि ऑल गेमर्स लगभग इन्फॉर्मेशन तो उनके पास भी होगी, क्योंकि जिंग जिस जगह पर बैठे हुए हैं वहाँ पर व्हीकल देखने को मिलता है।
ले मेरे पास इतना टाइम ना, अपनी क्या करने जा रही है? ठीक है, जब खाली बैठे रहते कहती तो भाग खाता है, इतना
3 सेकंड, वो 9वां सर्कल। फ्लावर एज के हाथ में वो नेट देखने को मिलता हुआ। टीम थंडरडॉग अब वो आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं। अजय वो आगे गए,
4v4 मैच लास्ट,
आया
टीटी वर्सेस ऑल गेमर्स।
साथ उनके ऊपर डाले गए। अभी तक वो नॉक देखने को नहीं मिला, बट शायद अब और 2 नेट ये वो
नेट गया, अजय गया, सिटिंग गया।
कर दिया गया। फ्लावर एज मेपल की तरफ से वो नॉक निकाले गए। अब बारी है ल्यू की उस तरफ से शॉट लेने की। ल्यू ने वो शॉट कनेक्ट किया।
टीटी क्या पिट रही है भाई।
एक अकेला प्लेयर
जिंग बचा है लास्ट, फ्लावर एज मार देगा। ओए गया, नाइस। ऑल गेमर का भी हो गया कमबैक भाई, ऑल गेमर का भी हो गया कमबैक। इसी के साथ गाइस हम आज के मैच, इसी के साथ आज के हम लाइव को करते हैं एंड आज की इस वीडियो को भी करते हैं एंड। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग, थैंक्स फॉर सब्सक्राइबिंग। Until then, peace, bye.